The Atlanta Falcons gave running back Bijan Robinson a 3-year extension worth over $50 million guaranteed. He'd been a hold-in at camp, just like Detroit's Jahmyr Gibbs, who wants a new deal. Falcons edge rusher Jalen Walker likely suffered a torn ACL in practice today. The Bears gave right tackle Darnell Wright a 4-year extension worth over $90 million guaranteed. They had already picked up his 5th-year option. Ravens wide receiver Zay Flowers agreed to a 4-year extension worth $108 million guaranteed. Rookie quarterback Carson Beck will start the exhibition opener for the Cardinals on Thursday. Arizona will rest its top 2 QBs. Eagles wide receiver Devontae Smith missed practice with a hamstring injury. In college football's preseason coaches poll, Ohio State is number 1, Georgia number 3, behind number 2, Oregon. As for baseball, it'll be Dodgers at Cubs. Tarek Skubal on the mound for L.A. tonight. I'm Steve DeSager.
Elijah, put the camera on me. Sweetie.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Password.
Ack, ack.
Enter, brother.
Come on, Rob. Stop it. Not messing with you right now.
It is the Odd Couple,
stop it.
and guess what? I guess
Don't do that.
with this password, we'll
I'm not doing this with you.
you now have full access to this very fine radio program for the next 3 hours,
Not 2.
Say
not
it with
3,
your chest.
Not
or at
4,
least 2 hours
not
and
5.
59 minutes and 50 seconds. No matter how you listen in. Fox Sports Radio,
Oh.
foxsportsradio.com, the iHeartRadio app, SiriusXM Channel 83.
Wow!
Yeah, and of course live on YouTube.
I
as
swear.
well.
We'll do it live.
Yeah, whatever.
Do it live.
Thanks, bro.
I'll
Appreciate
write it and we'll do it live.
Oh,
Say my name.
No,
Rob
Alex.
Parker.
Keep the dan.
Say his name.
Kelvin Washington.
I think we're the Odd Couple, right? What's today? Trash Talking
It
Tuesday.
is Trash Talking
yeah.
Tuesday.
So don't forget.
I'm about to
later
trash
on.
talk you.
It's all good. And guess what? You'll need our phone number because we are questionably the most listener-friendly national sports talk radio show on the planet.
Ben Maller.
At least when people are still awake. All right, write it down. Commit it to memory. 877-99 on Fox for you laymen who can't figure out letters and numbers. 877-996-6369. And guess what?
Yes.
If you happen to want to call into the show and you
It's not
call
trigonometry.
in,
Why wouldn't they want to call it?
it's
The show's amazing.
it's your own fault. It means only one thing.
You forgot to turn down the radio.
And if you call in here and have a problem with what we say or play on this show, tough because.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem, turn off your station.
With that said, always remember.
The Odd Couple was filmed in front of a live audience.
Sweet-oo. Be-doo. Is that what you want me to do?
That's right.
Sweet-oo. Be-doo. Come on, man.
All right, let's go. Big show. Yeah, Kelvin Washington. He's my
Kelvin Washington.
What's up? How are you?
Well, don't ask me.
I'm good.
Reverse it. I'm good. You know, Trash Talking Tuesday. About to start in the first hour. I'm about to trash you right now. Come on, Rob.
Rob Parker. Trash me. It wouldn't be the first.
All right. You know what? Do you need to get something off your chest right now?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. I'm just making sure. I can be a therapist. Did you need to lay down? Did you need a couch?
No,
I
I'm
can go
good.
get the one from out there.
I
I
got
got some of those
boneless
I
chairs.
need
for you,
a
Rob.
boneless couch. That's the only way I'm going to feel good is with a boneless
Get you a
couch.
boneless couch. You might roll off.
Rob, you know what? I know how to make you feel better.
How's that?
You show me a trick. Let me show you how to get on that fridge real quick.
Okay.
You gonna show him how to do it?
I'll show you real quick.
Can somebody explain one thing, and then we'll get the show started?
Okay.
So an NFL story broke today. I can't remember which one, some signing or whatever. And the story was, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter and NFL Network's
Joe Blow?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in this business for 40 years. You don't have the story. Somebody calls in first to the editor.
Either you have it or
he has it.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. It's just no such thing. I don't. And then it's the same company or whatever, but they brand it so and so from ESPN and so and so from NFL.
We run it, guys. We run that network now.
Does that make sense to?
I could imagine with Schefter him wanting to be
No, but seriously.
But you're right. No, it's the same.
You in journalism,
Yeah.
dude. Somebody tipped you off. Somebody calls the boss first and says, "Hey, this is what's happening."
Mm-hmm.
You don't call at the same time. He doesn't answer two phones at the same time and go, "Oh, they both called in at the same time."
Well, Rob, I mean,
okay.
The Kyle Shanahan dropped at 12, and then at 12:01.
Okay. I'm just saying. You know what? The older I get, the more I don't understand journalism.
12:01 story dropped that must have had that draft ready.
Somebody broke the story. All right. How are you? You all right?
Well, good, man. Yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll.
I'm glad you
trash
are.
talk.
Good.
How are you?
I'm all right.
Just all right?
Yeah.
Usually you say you're great.
No, I'm okay.
No Tony the Tiger?
Nah.
Frosted Flakes? You
I'm
ain't
good.
great?
All right, let's do it. We got a big show to work on today. All right, let's welcome in the Odd Couple crew. We wouldn't be able to do this fine radio program without them. Rob G.
Bud Mexican?
Bud Mexican is Rob G. Rob G, you still in place? All good? Great. Alex, our engineer.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Alex, never change. Steve DeSager's at the anchor desk. He'll keep us updated throughout the program.
I'm not doing 3 hours of it. You were ridiculous.
And
Never heard of him.
And of course.
Never heard of him.
And of course.
Never heard of him.
Elijah is our social media.
Can you see him?
Guru.
It's crazy.
I know.
One day, I'm telling you, the movie Falling Down. Just take a look at it. And you were a little young then. Go look at Falling Down.
Okay.
And then the contract with the Ravens wide receiver.
Yeah.
Can you say it isn't so?
Man.
Can we say it isn't so? Because
Dude.
I just can't get over it. Seriously. Zay Flowers just rubs me the wrong way because he's always fumbling.
You better smell them flowers.
Am I like, wow.
I ain't gonna lie. I was a little shocked with that one. Not gonna lie. Talented, quick, fast.
But more
definitely a
miscues
weapon
that you remember, don't you?
Yeah, but hopefully, this put a little battery charge up because I think he knows that a lot of people went, "Excuse me," this morning when that alert came. Whoa.
Crazy. All right. Don't forget Trash Talking Tuesday, your chance to trash anyone, anything in the world of sports. And make sure you check us out on the YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel, and normally we do stuff on the up and up, and people enjoy it. So we hope that you do that as well. Make sure you check out Odd Couple FSR on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, okay?
Subscribe.
There you go. Odd Couple. Search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. All right, Rob G. The NFL, as you know, gears up, and they got to come up with some ideas and stories to get you interested in what's going on.
That is true.
There's not a lot of news going on other than signings or injury. Somebody's blowing out Achilles or whatever, so you got to keep milling these stories out. And, of course, it's always about the quarterbacks. And Rob G., there was a quarterback tier drop today.
Yeah, and just before we get to that, you should know that the YouTube numbers dropped precipitously in the first 4 minutes and then picked back up there in the last minute. So whatever you did differently there in the last 60 seconds, let's keep doing more of that. Because,
you know what?
We dropped like 30% there in the first intro.
You know what we could do? We could just come on. You could turn it on the show, and I'll say hello. You say hello, and we could start the show. How's that?
I mean, that's cool. If you want to do
that.
it like that, just some energy would be great. No. I'd like to see that. I think the YouTube.
We could just do that. Let's do that.
Just
Hey, good. Hey, it's the Odd Couple. Hey, we can drop the name. Hey, it's Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Hi. It's the afternoon show here on Fox Sports Radio. You want to do that?
Nah, that's not what the streets are used to.
Okay.
They're used to us bringing it every single day.
All right, let's just go. Rob G, we got.
Yeah, so you mentioned it. The QB tiers came out. They come out every single year around this, or excuse me, every year around this time. Yes, Mike Sando, the athletic friend of the show, does a great job, canvasses the league, 50 executives, coaches of all walks of the NFL weighing in on the NFL quarterback situation. And surprise, surprise, when it came time to the Tier 1 and QB1 overall, it was none other than Patrick Mahomes sits alone at the top spot. However, it should be noted, guys, for the first time since 2022, we actually had one voter, an anonymous GM, who had the cojones to actually place Mahomes in Tier 2. The first time in 4 seasons somebody said it with their chest. Mahomes hasn't really been great for the last couple of years. I'm not just going to give him QB1 a reputation, but again, it's only 1 out of 50. 49 others feel differently.
Yeah, this is why this list doesn't mean anything to me. If you can tell me you've watched Patrick Mahomes over the last few years and he's the same quarterback as when he broke into the league, I don't think you're being honest. I don't think you've really watched him because he's not the same quarterback. This is a reputation pick. And I'm not saying that Josh Allen should be number 1 or whatever, but Patrick Mahomes is definitely on the other side going the other way. And we've talked about it. We've talked about it on the show. I got into it with Trey Wingo, who acted as if he was still the same guy from when he broke into the league and started on an incredible run, which is fine. Nobody's trying to take anything away from him. But can we deal in the here and now and stop off of reputation? He's not the best quarterback in the NFL. He's just not. And you can make all the excuses you want to make. They make them for Patrick. Oh, you know, a running game. Oh, you know, this. He didn't have receivers. Oh, they had too many drops. Dude, if you want to play that game, we could play that game with every quarterback. Drops, no running game, bad offensive line. We could do that. Come on, dude, stop. You can't keep doing that. And I think you lose credibility, seriously, and this list. I take this list with a grain of salt, except for when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. That's the only thing they got right.
Wait, so now you take it with a spoonful of sugar when it's there?
No, because I think they're more accurate on the Shedeur, not the fans who just like him and his name and his flair and all that. He's, but if you really look at the numbers, like it was the worst starting quarterback in the history of the NFL who started.
Do you think he was the worst starting quarterback in the history of the NFL, though?
Yeah,
because numbers can have
by stats.
Right, but I'm saying
I do. I thought he was terrible.
I don't agree with that.
I thought he was terrible.
He wasn't great. He had to be the first to
and
tell
if
you
his
that.
name was Joe Smith, he wouldn't be on the team.
But
I'm dead serious.
We'll talk more about that because I actually want to go with your Joe Smith scenario. Listen, Patrick Mahomes, you know what I think, Rob? I think he could use a little bit of being knocked down a little bit. The ESPN one had him at second for the first time in I think it's like the last 5-6 years. And this one he's tier 1 and QB1. Had he been tier 1 QB4, I wouldn't have been mad at that because every now and again you need to be reminded of where you are and how you've been performing. And he hasn't been great. He's been good at best when he used to be great at minimum, amazing at best. I mean, Rob, you look at these. Look at when Patrick Mahomes was Patrick Mahomes, and the reason why every kid like 14 and under had a haircut like him is because he was giving you 5,000 yards with 50 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. The next year, 26 and 5, only 5 interceptions, QBR of 105. Then you go to 38 and 6 interceptions, 4,700 yards, 4,800 yards in 2021, 37 touchdowns, 13. 2022. 5,200 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. So my point is, dude, there's been some bail. I've tossed him bail. You know that. All right, well, let's just see. Receivers were hurt. This wasn't operating.
When they came back, you thought that it was going to be, and you remember what happened? It didn't happen.
Yeah, in 2024, the numbers don't look horrible, 26 and 11, but you're Patrick Mahomes. You get what I'm saying? If that was someone else, you'd be like, all right, it's cool. Even a Sam Darnold, you'd be like, all right, not the Patrick Mahomes, you're going up against your own standard. And I think there have been guys who have played the quarterback position for the last few years that if they were jumped up to QB1, quarterback 1, tier 1, quarterback 1, Josh Allen, we'll talk about Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow when healthy, there's a handful of guys. So I think it might have been some added motivation for him to say, dude, you've been the Don Dada. You've been the guy for a handful of years, 5-6 years. But right now, you haven't played like it. You're still good. We still think you're going to be one of the more amazing careers at the end of it. But I'm all right with putting little fires under his butt.
Well, it's not just about trying to motivate him. It's just fact.
No, but I'm saying this should be a reminder. I'm saying that would have been a reminder to him that you haven't been playing great. You haven't been playing to the standards that you have. And not only that, some of those passes you have forced. Some of those passes you missed the easy ones trying to go for the harder ones. Maybe you could use your legs more at times. So to me, I agree that he should not have been QB1. Josh Allen has earned that spot. Disrespect to Lamar Jackson. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes, he's got more. He's got to improve. He's got to get back to being – he ain't even got to be 50 touchdowns, but he's got to be a much better version of himself. And this year can't be any excuses for him at all.
No, not at all. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Real simple. Is Patrick Mahomes living off his reputation? Is he really the best quarterback in the NFL, or is this just people living in the past? Because I don't see it. Kelvin doesn't think he's the best quarterback in the league anymore. I think that's like so passé, so 3 years ago, and they're still living off of that. It would be like eating off of pizza in a refrigerator for 3 years.
3 years?
It was good.
Ooh, dang, you could have gave me like 3 days. I'd have been like, all right, 3 years.
3 years. It was
That's how you gonna get them bubble guts.
It's stale now.
And by the way, living off the past, why didn't that work for some other quarterbacks?
There you go. No,
there's some other guys
they drop, but they've won more MVPs of recent
we're gonna talk
than
about
other
that.
guys, but they dropped because they had a bad year or whatever.
And even that bad year, when you really look at it, wasn't that bad.
All
so
right.
we'll talk about that later too.
877-99 on Fox. It is the Odd Couple, where sometimes we want to hear from you. 877-99 on Fox.
We don't want to hear from them. You always say, we're not a pod. Give me that. Give me your line.
And you know what you need to do, Alex?
What's that, Rob?
Stick and stay.
Unless, of course, you just don't rock with how Rob Parker rocks in the US of A.
There's too much rocking right now.
All right, Rob G.
Hey, you.
Big trade in Major League Baseball. Tarek Skubal, yes, who's going to be a free agent. The Tigers don't have the $400 million at least that he wants.
They don't want to spend it, you mean.
So there you go. Well, they don't want to spend. They don't want to spend $400 million on a pitcher who has been injured quite a lot. Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge investment, and they don't want to do it. So he's going to be a rental for the Dodgers, and then they have the hopes of trying to re-sign him or deciding what they want to do after that. But and I know a lot of people are mad in Baseball America. They threw up in their mouths when they heard that the Dodgers had traded for Skubal. But I'm going to say this. I have a totally different take on what has happened to the Dodgers. You alluded to it automatically that the Dodgers are going to three-peat, win another championship or whatever. And, we'll see. Baseball doesn't work like that. It's really hard. But I think what happened to the Dodgers with this is they're not villains. People are like, baseball needs a villain. The Dodgers are the villains, and it's good for baseball to have a villain. That's not where the Dodgers are. They're in a different place. Guess where the Dodgers are?
Where they at?
They're now obscure. And hear me out.
Okay.
They're obscure. And what has happened is they're in this weird place. They're not villains as people are trying to paint them out. You know why? Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody hating Mookie Betts. Ain't nobody hating Freddie Freeman. Ain't nobody hating Shohei Ohtani. Who is there to hate? Stop. They're not villains. So that's not the issue.
Okay.
When people say the Yankees are villain, they dislike A-Rod and they dislike, they had people back in the day, George Steinbrenner or Reggie Jackson, or there were people that, honestly, other baseball fans hated. There's nobody on the Dodgers that people hate. So they're not villains. And number two, they've assembled such a team that now the expectations are just for them to win. They just got swept by the Red Sox. No, it didn't even register because nobody cares. Nobody's looking at the Dodgers like that. We'll wait till the postseason, and that's where the obscurity comes in, where you're not following them. Where you're not embracing this movement of what they're putting together. None of it seems to matter until you get to the postseason, and then you'll see whether or not they failed or they succeeded. And the only reaction you're going to get about the Dodgers is if they fail. If they win, it was expected. There's nothing, okay, they won. Wow, I'm shocked that No, you're not. The only way Baseball America will embrace this whole thing is if they come up short, is if they lose. They will not be heralded as one of the all-time great teams. Oh, my God, how did they put this together? That's out the window. This is a transactional baseball team. This isn't the Yankees that won 3 in a row and 4 out of 5. It's not. That team had a core of Yankees. Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Andy Pettitte, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada, and then they put pieces around those guys. Freddie Freeman is an Atlanta Brave. Ohtani's an Angel. Mookie Betts is a Red Sox. I could go on. That's what this team is. Transactional. Hard to feel the same way. And I think that's why the Dodgers today are more obscure by getting Tarek Skubal than they had been before.
Interesting. I think you have to go a little bit further back than simply the winning right now, because one of the things the Dodgers, they did have a core, and that core did get them to a couple of World Series. One, of course, the Houston Astros stole one from them. But where I'm going with this is they had built up with guys like Corey Seager, guys like Cody Bellinger, now with the Yankees, and a handful of other guys, Jock Peterson, and, this young, talented group that got to a couple of them, didn't get it done. They lost a couple. Obviously, Clayton Kershaw, homegrown, was a huge part of this. So I think they've done it multitudes of ways. They've done it with the homegrown guys. Then, as you mentioned, they started to get transactional, buying guys and getting the best guys. But the weird thing about this is everybody had the same opportunity to get these players over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Everybody had the same chance to get Shohei. Everybody had the same chance to get Mookie. Everybody had the same chance to do, and obviously Skubal now. Why didn't the Yankees get Skubal? Fox Sports Radio. It is.
Good energy. Very nice.
Good. Thank you. I'm waiting on you, too. You ready? Trash Talking Tuesday. Your boys, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington. Hey, we got E from Salam coming up in about 5 minutes or so. We'll talk to E. Check in. Quite a few different topics to ask him about. Shekel City on the way as well. And by the way, stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us in all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 in the new and improved iHeart app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. So it's always going to pop up top of your screen. You don't have to search for us. We'll be right there. All right, Rob, let's get some calls. 877-99 on Fox. We have the release of the tiers from the quarterbacks. Tier 1, Patrick Mahomes. But QB1, Patrick Mahomes. Does he still deserve that slot after a couple years of, good at best, meh at some of them? 877-99 on Fox. Who we got?
All right, let's kick it off with David in Lexington. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, David?
What's up, gentlemen?
What's up, bro?
I agree, Rob. I agree. You know, I think the media does they do a bad job of living off a reputation. Obviously, the last 2 years, Patrick Mahomes is not the same quarterback. The last 2 years, before, they talk about Lamar Jackson, he hasn't even won a championship, and he had a horrible year last year. He turns the ball over in the playoffs, but we continue to say he's a top-tier quarterback because he won all the MVPs. We're living off of, we need to live here and now. And I think that as the media, how they, paint the picture of these older quarterbacks, they did it with Rodgers, and they continue to do it. But, you're right. He's not the same. Lamar's not the same. And then, it's the truth.
All right. Yep. I disagree with the Lamar one a little bit. Think you put a little extra sauce on it. But, we'll get into that a little bit later. Who we got next?
All right.
Who next?
Charlie in Dayton, Ohio. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Charlie?
What's going on? I'm down here stuck in Atlanta traffic, man. I got all kind of time.
Well, we'll be there next week.
Hey, real quick on the QB1 tiers, both Joe Burrow and Lamar deserve to be on number one tier. Joe's 5-2 in the playoffs. His only two losses are the Super Bowl by a field goal and the AFC title game by a field goal. Mahomes has won 17 playoff games, and he's got 3 Super Bowl champions. He is easily the number one quarterback in the NFL still.
No. It's not. But it's not based on. To me, it's not based on. It's not a lifetime achievement award. We understand that. We're not trying to take anything away from him. If you were to do something after his career was over, whatever. But he's not playing the best quarterback in the league right now, and he has. What?
He tore his ACL. He don't.
Before that.
Oh yeah, no.
Come
Listen,
on.
No one has given nobody. I've thrown a lot of bail his way. You know that, Rob. I've thrown a lot of bail.
Lamar gets a ton of passes, and he's won 3 games.
No.
Okay, hold on.
No.
This is where I'm confused, Rob. Is it a lifetime achievement or is it now? Because if that's the case, Lamar Jackson's. You want to do the stats? You want to do lifetime? Have you seen Lamar Jackson's stats?
Playoffs matter.
No. But I'll give you a perfect example. All right, and this is the.
I'm about to.
A perfect
let's see
example.
if you go where I'm going.
Last year, Lamar drives them down to Pittsburgh for a game-winning field goal to win it, despite everything that went on.
Chance to win and go to playoffs.
And go to playoffs. All right, and the kicker missed the field goal. Nobody brings up Derrick Henry had like 5 or 6 terrible fumbles that cost him a couple games where he fumbled the football. But it's always Lamar, and you act like that didn't happen, but you give Patrick Mahomes a pass that he doesn't have a running game. Which one is it? Which one is it?
There's another guy, too, who could feel some way about this. Just want to make sure I don't want to overstep my – Jalen Hurts is somebody who could feel some particular way. Are you going off wins and production, or are you just going off stats?
Right.
Because Jalen – I'm not saying he is the best quarterback throwing the ball. You know I've been critical of him of that. But what I'm saying is the dude wins at a high clip, a very high clip.
He wins 75% of his games.
Very high clip. He's been in the postseason every year. Did he go last year? He went last year, right? Am I tripping? But my point is he's always in the playoffs, been at 2 Super Bowls, outplayed Patrick Mahomes. So my point is we got it. What are we doing? People are no, the playoffs don't matter because I thought this was about regular season.
All right, let's squeeze in one more. Dion in Texas, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Dion?
Hey, what's up, guys? First of all, shout out to you guys last Friday. That was like that's a top 3 show of all time last Friday. Go listen to the podcast of the Odd Couple. It was so dope.
Are you serious? Did you like that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We might have to cut that out. I don't know if we can continue that. We might have
Okay, I got you.
Hey, you
But-
know what? We might. Rob G, is it tomorrow? We might do it tomorrow, Dion. So make sure you listen tomorrow.
I am listening, guys. I'm locked in as usual. And I finally concede. Rob, you've been, we want to use the name hater, but you just being real. Patrick Mahomes, we cannot say that last season, a shortened season, he didn't look good
right
before it was shortened. And now we're going to come back and put him at the number one. I like what Kelvin said before. He's a top-tier quarterback, but maybe not the number one. Maybe he's number 4. Maybe he's number 5. And maybe we only have 3 or 4 top-tier quarterbacks. And last but not least, Rob, you took a dig at Shedeur. The guy he's competing with, they're in the same tier. So it's kind of even there. So thanks, guys. Thanks for the call.
No doubt, D. I haven't talked to you in a while, man. Thank you for listening, brother, as always. Appreciate you. All right, we can throw this to Ephraim on the other side. Right now, Steve DeSager is going to get you updated. Hey, Steve.
Hey there, let's start with the Major League Baseball scoreboard. Hey, once again, Baltimore Orioles are leading 2-0 over the Angels. Pete Alonso with a 2-run single. This game into the top of the 4th inning now. Halos, by the way, have designated for assignment slugger Jorge Soler. The Angels have the worst record in the majors, 43-69. The A's are out to a 1-0 lead at the Reds in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Mets have hit a couple of home runs and lead 4-0 at Cleveland in the bottom of the 3rd. It's Philadelphia 3-0 over Washington in the bottom of the 3rd. New infielder Luis Arias in the 1st inning got a standing ovation coming to the plate and responded with an RBI single. These Phillies in action against a Washington team that's lost 6 in a row. Nationals all-star outfielder James Wood was placed on the IL with a strained oblique. The Yankees are second in the AL East, 3.5 games behind the Rays. Yankees out to a 1-0 lead against St. Louis in the bottom of the 2nd. Jazz Chisholm with a solo homer. Boston just can't be stopped. Red Sox 6-0 in the 1st over the Chicago White Sox. Caleb Durbin with a grand slam. And the White Sox are the first-place team in the AL Central. 3 games in the lead over Cleveland and the Twins 4 back. But Boston just swept the Dodgers over the weekend in L.A., and the Red Sox record since late June is 28-5. Also in progress, end of 1, the Braves are hosting the Marlins. That one is scoreless. The Atlanta Falcons gave running back Bijan Robinson a 3-year extension. Falcons edge rusher Jalen Walker likely suffered a torn ACL in practice today. The Bears gave right tackle Darnell Wright a 4-year extension. Ravens wide receiver Zay Flowers agreed to a 4-year extension worth $108 million guaranteed. And rookie quarterback Carson Beck will start the exhibition opener for the Cardinals on Thursday. Back to you.
All right, Steve. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's the Odd Couple, your boys, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Trash Talking Tuesday. You know when it's a Trash Talking Tuesday. You know who it is. Gets his own theme music. Ephraim Salaam, former NFL offensive lineman, Fox Sports Radio Weekend. Ephraim Salaam, you can follow him on X. E, what up, man? How are you?
What's up, brothers? How y'all doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. We were just having this conversation. You can kind of put a button on it. We're talking about just the Tier 1 quarterbacks, and quarterback number 1 in the tier, once again, was Patrick Mahomes. And, I've been, understanding of some of the circumstances for him. This guy was out. This guy was in the offensive line. But at this point, to me, I'm perfectly fine with Josh Allen being number 1. It's obviously in Tier 1 and being QB1. Where are you? Rob says it's not a Lifetime Achievement Award. Shouldn't, Patrick Mahomes shouldn't still be
and
that.
Nobody's trying to take away what he's accomplished. But he hasn't been the best quarterback in a couple years in the NFL.
And look, and this is going to be weird, and a lot of people are going to be like, what? But Rob is right. Rob is right. When you look at the landscape of quarterbacks and the crop of young quarterbacks that we've seen on display last year and the last couple of years, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is great and has been great. But for the last 2 seasons, even when they went 15-2, we were like, they're going 15-2 despite Patrick Mahomes.
Thank you, Ephraim. How many times did we do that? Talk about the other team disintegrated, fumbled at the kicker, missed the field goal.
It was, and so we've seen what's transpired since then, and for him to be coming off a serious injury and to all of a sudden catapult him back into the number 1 spot. Even when he was healthy the last 2 years, he hadn't been the Patrick Mahomes that we've known and fell in love with. You can't do that because we don't know how he's going to respond to the injury, and we don't know how well their receiving core is going to be for him does he have enough help is what I'm saying. Does he have enough help? Will they finally have a 1,000-yard rusher? I know they got the kid over from Seattle, but will they now be able to take some of that pressure off? And so it's not always the Patrick Mahomes show. I don't know. So for that reason, I can't put him at number one.
Yeah, and it's funny. I think he would even be okay with that. Like, I mean, he's got to keep it a buck. He's got to keep it real. He hasn't been, and especially, Russ, if you grade him by his own standards. I told Rob, I gave him all the numbers, his first 5 seasons, ridiculous. That's why we look at him that way. Ephraim, you're talking 5,000 yards a couple of times, 4,800 yards, 4,700 yards. You're talking 38 touchdowns, 37, 41, 50. I mean, it was insane. And the interceptions were low for a while. He had 12, then 5, then 6, then 13. And it's not been the same. And so he has a lot to prove, and that's okay. And he can turn it right back around and have another 4 or 5 years. But for a couple of years, he hasn't been that. And if you're Josh Allen, to me, I look at it and say, well, what do I got to do? Is it simply win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, he has to get over the hump. Josh Allen is a terrific quarterback, but he's letting people down. He's letting the fans down. He's letting his own fans down, and he's letting the league down.
If you remember, Ephraim, at the end of the first half in that playoff game against Denver, he was his own worst enemy. You remember? He threw across his body. He had a huge turnover that led to points.
And they got to a field goal.
It was bad, if you remember. It was just like, what are you doing?
Look, he ascended, right? He became this guy, dual-threat quarterback, up to his completion percentage almost 20%, which was unheard of. Went from like 56 to 73 in a single year under Brian Daboll. So all of those things matter. He's been an unstoppable force. But how do you can you seal the deal? Can you close the deal? Can you get to that next threshold? Yes, you've been an MVP. Lamar Jackson's been an MVP twice.
Should have been 3 times, to be honest.
Right, you're actually right. Should have been 3 times. But Lamar fits into that same category. Tremendous talent. But can you take over the throne? And the only way to do that is to surpass someone who's there. And then you ultimately have to win a Super Bowl. You have to, because that's where the bar is set.
Ephraim, I got to go here, and I'm not mad at Zay Flowers. What he got, $140 million?
Yeah, 104
103, 104 guaranteed. To me, he signed a $104 million contract. I don't care about the fake
You don't like the extra little pretty?
Yeah, the NFL gives you the
balloons
fake,
and glitter and all that.
But my point is, and Ephraim, maybe tell me I'm wrong or tell me I'm being too hard. When I think of Zay Flowers, I think of big mistakes that have cost the Ravens in big moments. I don't think of him as like this great receiver who you can't live without. I think of that fumble at the 1-yard line against the Chiefs. I think of other plays where he mishit that when they played Buffalo, he had a couple of mistakes in that. Remember the big 40-point turnaround in that game?
Yeah.
I don't know. Am I being too hard on him, on Zay Flowers? Is he that great?
No, look. When you say Zay Flowers, do you think Jamar Chase?
No.
Okay, no, you have to go that far.
Do you think Justin Jefferson? Do you think Jackson,
CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb? Like, you don't think any of those players. So no, that if you've answered the question, if you don't think those players, because that's where those players live. If you don't think those players, then yeah, you're not being hard on them, and that's the reality of it. Now, can he come out and separate himself and be the number one receiver in the entire NFL? And at a time where dynamic receivers seem to be falling out of trees, I don't know if he can do that. I know Baltimore needs him to be that in order for them to have an opportunity in the division and in the playoffs. But at this point, you look at the market. What else what were they going to do?
Yeah.
What were they going to do? And so that's essentially how teams are. Dallas is under that pressure with Pickett. Like when this number comes out, he's going to be like, all right, so what are we doing? Right? It's a situation where the market dictates to the player opposed to the player dictating the market.
Let me go here. We talk about this with the running backs. You got Bijan Robinson getting paid. Obviously, Jahmyr Gibbs trying to get paid. How much back in your day when you were blocking, you knew you were blocking for running backs, and we'll pass as well, but we're going to run this ball a lot. Do you like to see, or maybe you want to see more where we're getting back to utilizing these star and these special backs more?
What you have to understand is the lifeblood of an offensive team and a team are the guys up front. Those 5 offensive players on the offensive line. That's the lifeblood. If you don't have them, I don't care how good your quarterback is. Ask Patrick Mahomes, right? If you can't block, I don't got how good they used to be. Ask Philly after Kelsey left.
Yeah.
Ask Saquon Barkley after Kelsey left. Like, that's the life.
Look at the Lions.
Line up. That's the lifeline of a team. And what we love to do as an offensive line is run block more than anything. So if you can pair up a dynamic front five offensive linemen, or even four great ones and one that we can work with, and a dynamic running back, you yourself as a team will have a successful offense. Because now what we do is we mitigate risk. And that's what football is. That's what any sport is. You mitigate risk. Can we get to 3rd and 4 more times than we're at 3rd and 9 or 12? That's what the game of football is. And with the dynamic running back and offensive line, you can be in that 3rd to 4, 3rd and 3 more times than not, which exponentially raises your chances of being successful. Time of possession, keep the other team off the field, but you're always in down the distance, and it takes the pressure off your quarterback.
All right, Ephraim, man, appreciate it as always, brother. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. Y'all stay safe.
All right, no doubt. All right, that's Ephraim there. Make sure you give him a follow, Ephraim Salam. And on the way, Shekel City. We'll see how you did there. And also, Tarek Scuba, we finally heard from him. Some thoughts on what he had to say. We'll do that. It's the Odd Couple on a Trash Talking Tuesday, Fox Sports Radio.
Kelvin Durant, he spoke, and as usual, he missed the shot, I think.
Well, he missed those shots more than he misses real shots.
Yeah, so Kelvin Durant was appearing at a USA basketball, I don't know if it was a camp, but some kind of event, right? And so he's out there putting in work. Actually, if you watch the videos online, KD is full-blown in his offseason bag. He looks incredible. Big bounce back year expected. But naturally,
he still got the toothpick legs, right?
Yo,
he does,
yeah,
but
they do.
He's still
they
awesome.
are like that.
The first time I saw him when he came to Detroit to play the Pistons, you know, all the talk about him,
Yep.
I could not get over how skinny he was. For real. Like,
it just keeps going like a spaghetti noodle all the way. Be like, what the? And he is a 7-footer, by the way. This 6'10".
Yeah, he's 7-footer.
I know he doesn't like it. He's a 7-footer.
Yeah, between him and KG, they don't like being called 7
I don't know what that is. No, you're a 7-footer.
Freaks.
Exactly.
Sorry about that.
So in any event, after he was done with all his USA stuff, reporters asked KD, obviously, about the big story of the offseason. LeBron James going to the Philadelphia 76ers. And wait till you hear what KD had to say about it. Take a listen.
Feel like they're contenders?
For sure. I mean, you don't think so?
No, I'm just asking you.
Last time they put 3 20-point scores on the team, they said it was unfair, which is the team I was on.
Yeah.
They got 4 25-point scores on this team. So, hell yeah, I think they're going to be a contender, man. They're going to be a great team to watch.
I mean, he's not wrong that I think they'll be contenders, but the idea that you just single-handedly put 3 guys who score 20 and that automatically means they're a contender is not the case. I mean, we can look no further than Kevin Durant. It didn't happen when KD joined the Nets, when he left the Warriors. Him, Kyrie both averaging 27, James Harden averaging 24. We ultimately didn't even get to see what they were, and this guy ended up leaving and COVID and all that. And then he goes to the Suns, and Bradley Beal comes on his way. He was averaging 23. You know Booker was averaging like 26, KD as well. And they did nothing. And this is coming off, Rob, as you always like to mention, where they had, up 2-0 against Milwaukee. So they think, we get right back to the finals now that we have KD. And that was not the case. That team, one of the most underperforming teams in the last 10, 12 years or so. So that's not the thing. And then also, too, just so we're clear, Rob, KD going to the Warriors was not the same as what this Sixers team is. Number one, the Sixers team is unproven. That Warriors team had won a championship, should have been up 2-0 with winning rings, but then they obviously lose 3-1, go in 73-9, lose to the Cavs, and then they beg and plead, and KD comes, and ultimately they go on and win a couple more. But my point is, that team was a little different, bro. That team was a whole nother thing. The offense and defense ran. They understood they had a system that was working, that was proven. So you being an MVP candidate joining that was not the same as an almost 42-year-old in December. And a Jaylen Brown, again, who is really good. We know that, but we got to see how this works. And also with an Embiid that's in and out, that's in and out. So they have to build something. The Warriors had already built something to the tune of winning one and should have won two when he joined. So it's not the same, KD. But again, I don't look at this as just automatically putting guys who score. We see this all the time, Rob, where there are teams that have multiple scorers that do nothing. Matter of fact, Run TMC was fun. Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond, fun. I don't think they got the first round ever.
I don't remember their playoff runs.
Yeah, I'm serious. I don't think they ever got out the first round. So the idea of just simply putting scores together, KD should know that too well as one of the greatest scorers ever, that doesn't mean success.
I mean, KD had a narrative, I guess he was trying to get out there or sneak out there that you guys condemned me when I did it or whatever, and how come we're not kind of hearing the same thing? It ain't the same thing. The Warriors had already won a championship without you. They had just lost in the championship in a 7-game series, right? Mm-hmm. And then they begged to get you to come there. If you don't go there and help them win those two you think we're talking about the Warriors in the same light?
No,
I don't think so.
They might have got after all that said and done, they might have got two.
They're right, and that might have been it. Mm-hmm. And that's a totally different between 2 and 4.
Absolutely.
Okay? So the idea that you went to a team that had already won a championship before you got there and was just in the finals, and you're adding an all-time great scorer. Like what
Still in his prime, keep in mind.
What are you talking about? The Sixers haven't won since Moby Dick was a guppy. And we don't know. They're putting this team together for the first time. There's a good chance that Embiid and LeBron could be injured by the time April rolls around. I'm not putting it out there, but I'm putting it out there.
You ain't got to put it out there with Embiid.
But you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron's going to be, 42 this year?
Mm-hmm, 42 in December.
So I don't think it's the same, and I don't know why he would even, venture to put that out there as if it ain't the same. Just accept and embrace it.
Let me hear the words here. Oh, yeah. And Rob said, hey, yes. Fox Sports Radio. It's your boys, The Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Trash Talking Tuesday. I heard you. So ridiculous.
Rob, caution.
Kyle Slaughter, former NFL quarterback, going to join us next hour. Trash Talking Tuesday next hour as well. So still a lot to get to. And some more quarterback conversations as well in the show. So we'll get to a lot before it's all said and done. All right now it's time for Shekel City. What's going on?
Welcome to Shekel City, the home base for Rob Parker's daily picks against the spread.
You got a tissue for me?
Even when you're still trying not to be entertaining, you're entertaining.
I'm not entertaining.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
All right, here we go.
No, don't go backwards.
1 and 2 last night.
Oh, yeah. Then you did. You had nerve to go 1 and 2. Come on, Alex. We needed him to go 3-0.
194 and 174. Here we go. Best bet tonight, Dodgers -1.5 at the Cubs.
All right, you got Scooble doing his thing?
I just think they've lost 4 in a row. They're bound to. Am I right?
What was it, 13-13 the last 26?
Yeah, 13-13. I mean, they've been scuffling, so I'm going to say they need to win.
Yeah.
I don't know if Scooble's going to do it, but they need to win. Rays -1.5. They're in the playing the Rockies in Denver. And the Mariners -1.5. They host the Tigers in Seattle. So again, Mariners -1.5, Rays -1.5, and the Dodgers -1.5. And remember, Kelvin.
What's that?
I'm just doing a plain and easy radio show, and I'm not trying to get in the wall. All right.
You know what the best part about it is? Remember, what was his name? Mills Lane? I'm going to have to be Mills Lane because Rob G going to come in here. He's going to put you in the full Nelson. And I'm going to have to go like.
Rob G doesn't care about what's going on.
Yes, he does.
He's about to unplug your microphone.
Yeah, go ahead. What?
What did unplug your mica? What did you say about mica?
Turn off your
mica. That's what it is. About turn off your mica.
Rob G, just chime in. Bring the energy.
And then I'll disconnect all the phones and make you talk for 3 hours. That'll be your punishment. I'll cancel the guest. I'll take no calls. I'll be like, all right, Rob, you got it. Show us what you're working with.
That's going to be a good show right there. I'll tell you that.
Don't call that man. Don't call that man mystical. All right, speaking of Scuba, by the way, Rob G, do we have the sound? We do. All right, so Scuba, I mentioned earlier, we actually kind of have heard from him. Obviously, all the conversation about him now being a Dodger. Here's what he had to say.
It's exactly what it is, right? It's just noise. And there's nothing I can really do to change any narrative or say anything. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't even want to get into either. So it is what it is, though. It's just noise, and I'll let you guys talk about all that stuff. I'm going to be focused on winning baseball games.
He said a lot more, Rob, and I thought it was interesting. He said a whole lot more. He talked about the idea that, all these other teams could have got me. All these other teams could have made some of these trades. All these other teams could have signed some of these players. And he went on and just talked about the Dodgers, how, everybody's mad. They weren't winning a couple years ago a World Series title. Now they win. Now y'all got a problem. I mean, he was talking like a dude who's been there for 8-9 years.
Well, they gave him the cheat sheet, the narrative to be able to justify it. You can say whatever you want. Like, if you think what the Dodgers are doing now is the same as the Yankees when they won their World, it's not the same.
Why do you got to be the Yankees? Nobody said it's the Yankees. Why is that got to be the only standard?
Because the Yankees were the last team to win 3 in a row.
Right, but I'm saying why does it be that way, though?
Because I'm just saying it's different. This team is transactional. That's all I'm saying. I said it on Channel 4 here Sunday night. Mm-hmm. They haven't done anything wrong, but it doesn't mean that people can be feeling like compelled or, oh, my God, this team is like must-see. I can't believe the Dodgers put this together. What a juggernaut, and they added the right people. Mm-hmm. This is not what this is. This is a transactional team.
I think the larger
point. And that's what people have an issue with.
I think the larger point, from what I've been saying, and it, he even said it today, was the more along the lines of, like, why aren't other teams making these moves? Why aren't other teams? Why aren't they getting these players? Why are players wanting to come there? Why are players wanting to sign?
But it's also the Dodgers, because of their wealth, are able to erase when the bad signings happen. Like it doesn't hurt them. And I'm going to give you Tanner Scott. We talked about when they signed him to that contract. Like anybody else who would have signed. Kyle Tucker would be in panic right now that they gave this guy 4 years, $60 million. You know what I mean? And he's batting .230 with 8 home runs or whatever it is. Like that's what they can do. They can just keep piling on regardless if things work out or not. If you're the Milwaukee Brewers, and that's the difference, is the Brewers can't give up their entire farm system with the idea of winning one World Series. And maybe if you don't win, you're set back for 10 years. I
don't disagree with that.
That's where the difference is.
But
that's all.
But I think what Tyreek Skubal and others have saying is that they've created this. The Dodgers have been the Dodgers for a million years, and they didn't win since 19. What was it? 88. And they didn't win for a long time. And then they got to the World Series now, dang near a decade ago, which is time is flying by. But and they had a couple of appearances and they lost. My point is, like, they slowly had to build this thing.
Nope.
They slowly had to get to where they are, and now they are a juggernaut. And I'm saying that happens in sports. Well, we weren't thinking about the Warriors. They had that one little, the 08 team.
It's the same
and
reaction.
Then all of a sudden the Warriors became a thing. Like, this happens in sports.
It's the same reaction. It's the same reaction when KD went there after. It just is. Like,
well, not to him, though.
How much is enough? Like, you know what? I said it. It's like, it's not enough you had a big steak dinner at Mastro's. You want 5 pieces of what is that, lemon cake? I'm going to say.
Yeah, but I'm saying you sound like Rob Parker right now.
You want 5
You sound like Rob Parker in exactly a week.
You want 5 pieces.
It's not like you just had 12
Monday.
lamb chops.
Man.
And then wanted some vanilla bean cheesecake.
The way I'm feeling right now.
You might break it early.
No, I'm going to be drunk on Monday. I'm already know it. Like,
well, that's far from though. You can
I haven't
6
had a
days.
drink since Super Bowl.
Right, but I'm saying, but then you're allowed to drink on Monday. You're back, right? Now, if you said you were drinking tonight, then I'll be like, all right, Rob, I'm concerned.
Doesn't it make you want to root against the Dodgers that much more? Don't you want to tune in to watch the Dodgers lose? Aren't you enticed to see somebody
they've crossed
beat the Dodgers?
They've crossed the line. What is that? Is it a Batman thing or I don't know. I'm not a superhero guy, but like you live long enough, you go from hero to villain,
sure,
or something like that. Sorry, I didn't go see Spider-Man this weekend. But no, there's a sense of the Dodgers are
Rich
very...
isn't a hero guy. He's more like a Mr. Bean guy. I think Mr. Bean said that, Rich.
Fool me once, shame on me. I won't get fooled again, guys.
Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Yeah, that's what it was. But the reality is, they've stuck around long enough as a hero that essentially, they have to pull a Hollywood Hogan. They're the bad guy now. And when you go through all the stars on their team, I did see the meme like everyone else did floating around. And Danny, you hit me up with it, so it's made the rounds. When you look at the stars on this team, Mookie Betts traded because the Red Sox didn't want to give him an extension. The Braves chose Matt Olson as their future over Freddie Freeman.
And dropped the ball in those negotiations.
Yeah, let's remember, Freddie Freeman was crying about that. He didn't want to go anywhere.
Yeah. The Angels really didn't handle Ohtani, couldn't build a winner around him, even though they tried.
And got nothing in return.
And the Yankees had every shot at Yamamoto, but insisted on Garrett Cole being their ace. They paid more, and Yamamoto went to the Dodgers. The Yankees had a chance there.
Artie Moreno.
Yeah.
He vetoed that Pages trade, remember?
The Rays didn't want to pay Glasnow. The Cardinals gave up on Tommy Edman. The A's just reassigned Max Muncy, like, we're done with you. And the Tigers, remember the arbitration deal was the biggest gap of money between the player and the team. Like, remember they were like, we're going to give you $92. That'll be, what is Sam's clip? That'll be $92.
Well,
that'll be $94.
Oh, $94. Sorry.
You were close. You were under.
Cry about it, and a lot of people are. No, man, good luck. Enjoy the rest of the season because there's not going to be one next year. Or you could just root harder and hope that someone in the NL even stops from making the World Series, man. It's not impossible.
In Major League Baseball tonight at Baltimore, Pete Alonso with a 2-run single. Orioles still lead the Angels 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th. A's up 3-0 at Cincinnati in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 straight losses for the Athletics. And A's first baseman Nick Kurtz was placed on the IL today. He was hit by a pitch on the thumb last week. The New York Mets got 2 early homers and now lead 5-1 at Cleveland in the bottom of the 5th inning. Guardians third baseman Jose Ramirez is out tonight with a sore hand. Bad news for the Nationals, who've lost 6 in a row. All-star outfielder James Wood of the Nats was placed on the IL with a strained oblique. And the Nationals are getting shut out at Philadelphia 4-0 going to the 6th. New Phil's second baseman Luis Arias with an RBI single and an RBI double. The Atlanta Falcons gave running back Bijan Robinson a 3-year extension. Wide receiver Zay Flowers and the Ravens agreed to a 4-year extension. I'm Steve DeSager.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington. Number 2.
Wowzy, woo-woo. It's our number 2 here on the Odd Couple.
Thought you at least going to rhyme it. Wowzy, woo-woo is our number 2, too.
Number 2.
That's right. Don't forget. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. You might want to watch us as well.
Yeah.
You know, just search.
These handsome mugs.
Just search Vanilla Odd Couple.
Okay,
FSR.
would you stop now? It's going too far.
Hit the subscribe button, and then after that, thumbs down icon, comment away. Let us know your feelings on the show. Check us out. YouTube channel. Just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe.
We're not the vanilla odd couple, Rob.
And don't forget,
I'm the token white guy.
Oh, you're the token white guy.
You are the token, actually.
Not too many times in life are you going to be in a spot.
Not in this country.
True.
Right?
I mean, unless we dropped them off in Detroit.
No, really. I mean, you and Steve, me and Kelvin. It's Rob G, really, who's in the minority.
That's
Think
a good
about
point.
that, right?
Well, when Monsi's here.
Okay, then you are.
So Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when Martin is here, then you're in the projects. I mean,
Yeah, well, Mary was here, too. Yeah.
No, we had to get rid of her.
We did have to get
yeah,
rid of her.
Mary, she's on her way.
Which, by the way, that always cracks me up when it's finally reversed and they're kind of like, whoa.
Well,
Rob
G,
like?
what was that? What was that? Christmas
Dude,
or whatever?
Your voice coming.
Remember, was it Christmas Eve or something, or some holiday we had? Everybody was off, and it's like watching the local news, like when I was a kid growing up. And on the holidays, it's like the 2 anchors are black, the weatherman's black, and then there's some white guy who's a sports guy who, unfortunately, there's nobody black in the sports department, so he has to work.
He's like, oh, man.
Right, everybody else is off.
This was Dude, I've had situations, true talk, Alex, you're like this. When I first couple years living here, doing some voiceover stuff in Beverly Hills. And so when they call you in, typically, the client is looking for African-American voice for this, or client's looking for a woman, a man, whatever. They have their things they're looking for. So it must have been a day where they needed some black folks. So we're all in there. Oh, it's all kicking. How you been? Oh, yeah, I can see you in a while. There's about 6, 7 of us, hanging out. And it was coming from lunch. And all the white workers would go, wow, I swear to you, Rob, you all know each other? Like, okay. Next person. Wow, this is, like, are you, like, everybody? And I'm like, okay, so
that's got to be racist.
It's 55 people in the building that are white, and then the 5 or 6 of us hanging out. I swear,
there's no way.
Rob, doesn't that happen all the time?
All the time.
Really?
If you're in a big meeting and corporate America,
Right.
and there's 100 people.
No, I don't know
If the
them.
10 black people sit together, it's like what?
I'll give you a better one. The NBA Finals all the time when I was covering the league and the final stuff.
Yeah.
There's like 8 media tables, and there's one table. We're all the black writers who we don't see each other that often. We all cover different teams.
Chop it up. Yeah.
All sitting at a table eating. And the guys come over. Oh, what is this? Just a black table only? And I'm like, there are 7 all-white tables, and you have no problem with that.
But when 5 of us get together.
Right.
So literally that same scenario when they would go, this is when they walk by Alex, I swear to you, someone said, Hey, is this a Black Panther party?
Right.
Okay.
Yo.
I swear to you, I can't make this up. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and I ain't got no
And
wings.
you know, next week we're going to the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists, and that's the other one where I've heard guys say, like, oh, where's the white journalist associate convention or whatever? I said, y'all don't need a convention. You're meeting the press box every day. I mean, what convention do you need to go to? Everybody up here is white. What really?
So true.
It is.
You hit them in the face with reality, Rob, and they go.
No, that you hit the nail on the head, man. When a few sit together and then it's like, hey, what's going on here? And I'm like, we ain't the only ones sitting together. It is hilarious when that happens. All right, let's get to it. I don't even want to know what you said. I don't even want to know. You got the face. You made the little Wile E. Coyote face.
No, let's say it in his ear. Can you tell him his ear?
Tell me what he said, Alex. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
All right.
Shout out to whoever gave us the zucchini bread, Rob G, just to switch up the topic.
Don't forget, Trash Talking Tuesday's coming up, and your chance to trash anyone, anything in the world of sports.
You going to be trashing somebody?
No. I'm going to sit this one out. I still got 5 years.
Don't make me trash you.
You can trash me whatever you want.
I'm mad at you right
now. All right, Rob G. Kevin Durant is doubling down.
Doubling down, tripling down, can't stop, won't stop. Shout out P. Diddy. No, actually, no. Shout out. Don't shout out. No. I take that back.
Take that back.
Take that back. I went too far
They say he's getting out sooner.
I hope not. But anyways, yes, Kevin Durant, we talked about it yesterday, made some waves when he said over the weekend that, he compared his Warriors team 2017 to this current 2026 Sixers team. He said, they called us unfair. Why are they not unfair? They're going to be a great team, right? And so on. So naturally, people disagree with that take, obviously. And Kevin Durant was on social media, as he has been known to be, and was responding to people about his take. And somebody suggested to him, do you really think that these Sixers are more talented than your Warriors team? And here's what KD said on Instagram, quote, "It ain't close. Joel, MVP recently. Jaylen Brown, recent finals MVP. Tyrese Maxey, all-star the last 3 years. We all know what Bron does. Klay Thompson, never an MVP candidate in nothing. 22 points per game. Draymond, 14, 7, and 6. Steph an MVP like Joel was. I don't get how the Warriors team is better on paper."
Let me tell you. First of all, we ain't got to play the paper game. See, I don't like to see KD. This is where I get mad, KD. We know how great you are. You don't have to explain it to us. We know where you are. You're one of the all-time greats, one of the best scorer I've ever seen in my life with my own eyes watching games. And you don't have to do this. You're a two-time finals MVP, a gazillion-time All-Star. But since you want to do this, dang it, let's talk about it. Now, KD, you see what he's doing, Rob, both of y'all? He's doing the on-paper game. No. The same team you're talking about that on paper the Sixers are better. No, they're not. Because the Sixers were, a 6th seed? Your team was 73-9 when you decided to go over there. How is that better on paper? You had a 2-time MVP, first time ever unanimous, and the best shooter we ever seen. And then you had the second best shooter in the league, Klay Thompson. You know what else they had on that same team? They had Draymond Green, who you conveniently say only averaging 14. Yeah, but he was the best defensive player in the league at the time. And you know who was the best wing player outside of Kawhi Leonard, wing defender? Klay Thompson. So the same guy who was averaging 22 points a game is also locking down most wing players. So stop acting like they weren't a perfectly well-run team. They had a system. That's why they were 73-9, and that's why everybody was shocked they blew a 3-1 lead. So stop playing the semantics of, well, on paper. We can on paper it to death. I got another on paper. Rob G, cover your ears. The 2012 Lakers. Steve Nash, Pau Gasol, Metta World Peace, Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard. On paper, that team was supposed to be great, but it wasn't. So don't on paper me. When you on paper, I got a guy who never pays an Embiid. On paper, I got a guy who's 41, who'll be 42. He's been relatively healthy, LeBron, but we don't know. And the rest have to mix and match and mingle together. The Warriors were perfect. Steph Curry's not a great defender. You know who was? Klay Thompson, his backcourt mate. You know, you had guys who weren't defenders. Draymond, not a great scorer. Yeah, because I had KD, Klay, and Steph and other scorers. Not to mention the bench and not to mention the coach who you have familiarity with. So he's playing the cement. Oh, well, on paper, they look. No, you knew exactly what you were doing because the Thunder team was amazing on paper. You wouldn't leave that team to go to a lesser team. You went to a team that you knew was better in the Warriors. So stop it, KD. You're driving me crazy with this, Rob. Where are we going with this? Who? He's not trying to convince us. He's trying to convince himself. He's trying to throw himself some bail and say, no, it makes sense. See, this team's better. No, we all knew once you went to the Warriors, it was a wrap. The entire world knew once he went. And so I don't know who he's trying to convince and then play the game as he's not a basketball savant, not a great basketball mind. You know exactly what you did when you went to the Warriors. You know what type of team that was. Otherwise, you wouldn't leave an incredible team like the Thunder. He ain't going to a worse team, Rob. Stop it.
Yeah, I just don't understand why he has to feel that he has to justify the move. We talked about it yesterday, right? He already justified it because he won 2 Finals MVPs. He didn't just latch on to the Warriors because they were winning and they didn't need him or anything like that. He wasn't Tarek Skubal joining the Dodgers who have won back-to-back World Series and don't need him. I'm sorry.
Why you throw that jab in there? Why you throw that jab in there?
Instead, they needed him because LeBron might have 2 more championships. Let's be honest. He might.
They barely beat him the year before with no Kyrie and Kevin Love. They beat him in 6.
Right.
And next year they lose from being up 3-1. So that could have changed everything if he just stayed with the Thunder.
And they begged KD to come, not because they like him, because they needed him. They realized what was going on there, and that's what transformed that team from being very good to being historic and what team that you remember because they won 4 championships. But Kevin Durant needs to stop. Can you go on vacation to Europe? Dude, you got $1 gazillion. Get off of social media, KD. What's wrong with you?
When I saw him on Threads is when I knew. I was like, all right, I'll give you Instagram.
Threads.
Instagram has been, it's Instagram, right?
But I'm just saying, like, what's wrong? What?
He just loves it.
It's summertime. Go on vacation.
He's in the lab. Now, he is in the lab. I'll give you that. He in there looking good in the gym. But he just loved this stuff. And I love that he loves engagement. But I'd rather him be talking about, what was the better mixtape, from Fabulous had, or what's the best Wale album? Because stop with the this team, nothing about this Sixer team makes us think this better. Rob, when KD became a Warrior, did you or did you not know that the Warrior was going to win? When KD joined the Warriors?
Yes.
Now that LeBron and Jalen and everything's at the Sixers, are you even high on the Sixers? Where are you with the Sixers?
What, do I think they're going to win?
Yeah, where are you with this? Let's upcoming see. What do you think?
I don't think it's guaranteed. I still would pick, if going into the year, I'd pick the Spurs.
And keep naming them. Who else would you pick? Probably the Thunder?
Yeah, OKC.
Maybe even the Knicks?
Maybe to be in the mix.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not, I don't think it's a
and that's my
conclusion.
point. He's acting like nobody. Rob G, once Jaylen Brown and LeBron now the Sixers, are they a lock to you?
No.
They're not
was
a lock.
KD, when he joined the Warriors, a lock?
Yeah.
Okay.
But to play devil's advocate, to kind of sort of defend KD here. In terms of talent,
but that's not how
that's a different conversation.
But that's not how this works, though.
But that's on paper.
Yeah, paper's different.
But the game's not played on paper.
Right. And not only that, he's been playing too long to know that sometimes the paper teams, it doesn't work. Just, talent.
We've seen
it's
teams
how
on
does it
paper.
fit?
Right.
And actually, I listened to a bit of Draymond's pod on the drive-in. And, I know Rob never misses Draymond's pod.
No, he never misses it.
Don't use that anymore.
He did say something I thought was insightful about the whole situation. He said, he disagrees with KD's take, obviously.
Yeah.
But what he said was that you have to understand the way Kevin Durant views basketball. And Kevin Durant has always viewed it through the lens of how do you get the most buckets? That's his prism of what makes a good basketball player. So if you're looking at this Sixers team, I could understand why he would say this team is more talented than the team I played on because this team can get buckets in a more variety of different ways than my team.
So then guess what I do? Elijah, put the camera on me. I take back my statement I said about 5 minutes ago. I said, he's a great basketball mind, a great savant. I take it back. Because if you think just simply, he'll bucket get, maybe that's why he's been failing lately.
That might be.
Just go, I get bucket. Okay, doing the math. If I get 25, he get 25, he get 25, that's 75, and then the bench get 25, that's 100, we win. If he's doing that, he's doing some bad math. How about you're saying these guys match well together? This guy, Steph Curry, we can hide him as a defender because Klay Thompson. Steph Curry, Draymond Green is arguably the best defender at that time in the league. Look at how these pieces flow. Look at the bench with Livingston and Andre Iguodala and so on and so forth. That's why that team worked. You know what I mean? The Bulls teams weren't the most loaded with the talent, but the reason why they had Michael Jordan, they had Pippen, they had Robin, they had a bunch of – this guy can shoot threes. He's been in the league way too long, Rob G, to just think, well, I'm a bucket getter. He's a bucket getter. That ain't how you win. Come on now.
But he don't think that way. How many people have you heard say, man, Kyrie Irving is my favorite player's favorite player? When you put Kyrie Irving in a non-LeBron situation, what has he done?
Nothing. I'm with you because bucket getters don't just work.
KD's not alone in that line of thinking.
But my point is, he should know better.
He should.
You played with a Thunder team that was incredible, and we all thought would get a ring.
On paper, that team was much more talented than the Warriors.
Agree. We thought that team would get a ring or two, and it didn't work out because guys just didn't compliment each other when it mattered most. And did I just see a young man get a home run on his first day called up?
Unbelievable.
I'll tell you who that was. I said we can tell him who that was.
George Lombard Jr. with the Yankees.
I was saying you would tell him on the other side.
And his debut. Sorry about that. You didn't give me the team.
I know you got so excited. I was saying we'll tell him what just happened.
But the way you said it, I didn't get it.
You were so thank you, though. You were ready. George Lombard, his son, was born in 2002. You was ready.
No, it was nice. His mom and dad, they were interviewing in the stands or
and
whatever.
Then he hit over. No, it was straight out of a movie, actually.
That's a movie. Are you kidding?
They just were talking to him. We were trying to figure out who it was like 5 minutes ago. And then
look at his mom.
Hey,
and
Pop's
dad.
still in good shape. Look like he might go out there and give him.
Well, his son is young. He can't be more than the son's 20-something. You know what I mean?
So you're saying Pop's probably like 50?
45, 48. You know what I mean? Probably
Hold
could
on.
be. What the kid
Pops was active early then. Well, how old am I? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just.
Pops was
His
getting
dad
busy.
looks young. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's in great shape. All that.
All right. What do we want to say here? He's the Rodney Dangerfield of the NFL.
He gets no respect?
We'll get into that next. It is The Odd Couple right here on Fox Sports Radio. Stick and stay.
Especially if you think we have the best callers in the US of A.
Shaquille O'Neal was making a couple media rounds this week. He appeared on Sirius XM NBA radio, and they asked him, Shaq, why is it that Laker fans never really connected with LeBron James, especially when you consider how much they just loved you and Kobe back in the day? And Shaq didn't really follow that line of questioning. Take a listen.
Obviously, they loved you and Kobe. Why do you think it is that the fan base just never connected with him? And what do you think about the way that they did treat him?
Well, they didn't love me. They loved Kobe. They didn't love me. Listen, this is what we call B.O.B., brother, the business of basketball. You know, when you're like me, when I'm in charge, I'm a difficult man to deal with. Everything has to be done my way, and sometimes people don't agree with that. And, so when they get you up out of there, it's like, So I could kind of understand both sides.
I don't agree with Shaq. I'm not going to tell him he's wrong in the sense of that's how he felt. But as an outsider looking in, and Rob G, you know this, you're the resident Laker fan, born and raised here. As I recall from all my Laker friends, where I working in Spectrum with Spectrum Sportsnet and being around Laker people, I thought people loved Shaq, and I thought people, Shaq, especially during that run, that it was an era of loving Shaq and loving the Lakers. And Kobe was a part of it, but I remember it being more inclusive and people loving the Lakers and loving Shaq more so than an individual. I think that kind of came later where I felt like, especially with the whole LeBron thing, where people started to love an individual more than the Lakers. They love Kobe more than the Lakers. But I think Shaq might be misremembered, and I think some of the love, and this is the beauty for the late Kobe Bryant, was that he literally was a 17-year-old boy turned to a grown man that retired and then obviously was post-retirement and still being here, still being a part of the city and being there for his children. And I think the love grew. But Shaq did kind of misremember some times where it was a little difficult. It was a little shaky, that love with the Laker fans and Kobe. When all this stuff in the drama and it felt like people felt like he rushed Shaq up out of here. There was a lot of people that were upset of Kobe about that. There are people mad about the way in which Kobe treated Shaq, if you know what I'm talking about, some things, investigations and whatnot and all that.
What do you mean? Was he dropping dime?
Dropping dimes, no Magic Johnson. And people were upset about that. And then 2007, he's requesting a trade. And a lot of people were upset, like, why are you trying to leave us? Where are you going? Obviously, ultimately worked. He stayed. It worked out, got a couple more rings. But I don't think it was just all love for Kobe the 20 years or so that he played. I think it was, again, continued growth. But they saw him young, learning, airball in Utah, gets better. They start winning rings. The whole Shaqing thing kind of split the Laker fans up a little bit. You Shaq fan, it's almost like Dame Dash and Jay-Z when they split the rock. A lot of people, all right, I'm going with Dame. A lot of people, I'm going with Jay. And I think as it start to heal, as Kobe start to lock in, they start to win again, I think it changed. But I think Shaq, I don't remember ever hearing people say, I hated Shaq. Now, I think people got annoyed at his antics of not being in shape. I think there's some people who got mad and said, man, if he was ever in shape, we might have won a couple more. But I don't remember the hatred or the vitriol that he's saying, especially if we're comparing it to LeBron. I don't think that is apples to apples at all. LeBron he got vitriol the minute he said, I'm going to the Lakers. The minute. Whereas Shaq, I recall it being a party in a parade when he came. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rob G. You were here. I mean,
no, I'm going to say this. I think Shaq is spot on this, and this is from the standpoint of he was the one who was jettisoned out of L.A., and he'll never be able to live that down despite everything that went on. And I think that's the part that he believes if ownership and the fans were behind him, there's no way they would have ever parted with him. Remember what that guy was. He was unstoppable. For 4 or 5 years in the league, he was by far the best player, unstoppable player. You could not do anything against Shaq. Right? Other than him maybe missing a couple free throws. He was that dominant. He was unbelievable. His postseason numbers were historic. Everything he did. And yet, when push came to shove, he was the one who got jettisoned out. And he believes that if the fans really loved me and I was that guy, there's no way they would have ever parted with me. They would have parted with Kobe because he had issues with me. And I think that's why he has that feeling. Guys, Kelvin, you get put out, man. It changes how you feel. Not that he doesn't love L.A. or what's going on, but, people talk about it all the time. He's not doing a Ryan Clark boo-hooing, but you're the one. You didn't leave on your own. They were the ones to decide, nah, we're going to move on from you, and I think that cuts people deep.
Sports Radio, the Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington on a Trash Talking Tuesday, which is coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Kyle Sloter, former NFL quarterback, going to join us here. Kyle Sloter getting ready to join us here in about 5 minutes or so as well.
He's so famous they named the Cole after him.
Cole?
Cole Slaughter. Oh, I'm sorry.
They named a Cole after him. I'm trashing you right now. Hit me with trash talk.
Wow.
Tuesday, Alex. All right. By the way, It's time to get your financial portfolio game ready with Webull. Get powerful investing tools and real-time data all in one platform. Get started by downloading the Webull app today or visiting Webull.com. Webull Financial LLC, member SIPC, FINRA. Investing involves risk, and for more information, visit Webull.com/disclosures. All right, Rob G, we talked about it last hour. Just these quarterback tiers. We'll get to maybe some more later. Somebody talk about later who's at the bottom of these tiers. But somebody who's in tier 2 that I thought absolutely should be in tier 1, that's not the case, though.
Yeah, and it hasn't been the case most of his career. That's crazy for a guy who's a multiple-time MVP, all-pro, first-teamer, all that good stuff. Lamar Jackson is tier 2 again this season, QB5 overall. But here's what's interesting, guys. Lamar Jackson has only been a tier 1 quarterback one time in his NFL career. This year, of course, down year, was injured. The whole team was kind of down. And they said, hey, we know you've been awesome most of your career, and that 1 year last year as a tier 1 must have been a blip because you're back in tier 2, buddy.
Man, this is ridiculous. And we talked about Patrick Mahomes. Forget all that. Patrick Mahomes being tier 1, quarterback 1. Maybe he should have been quarterback 2, 3, 4. I don't give a dang. I was more offended on this list by Lamar Jackson and the fact that he has only been a tier 1 quarterback one other time. This makes no sense, Rob. We talk about this all the time. Has he been perfect in the playoffs? Absolutely not. Has his team lost him a couple games? For sure. Has he had some games and say
he just gave Zay Flowers $1 million?
Right, $100-something million. Has there been games and throws that he wishes he had back? Absolutely. But week in, week out, 17 weeks a year, there's nobody you can tell me. There's no reason why he's not a tier 1. And this is ridiculous.
But I just brought up the Josh Allen at the end of the first half of that playoff game against Denver. Rob G, you saw that game. Did Josh Allen not cost him?
Yeah, he cost himself points and then gave up points.
Exactly.
That's the worst thing you can do.
It was the worst thing that you could do.
Yeah, and so Lamar hasn't been great. He'll be the first to admit it. But let me tell you some things, Rob. We go over this all the time, and maybe people need a reminder. In fact, these people who did these quarterback tiers, let me remind you, get the earwax out your ears. You listening? He, my friend, Lamar Jackson, has the all-time career passer rating amongst qualified quarterbacks. Did you hear what I just said to you? He has the all-time highest quarterback passing rating in NFL history. And that's a guy who everybody said couldn't throw, couldn't do this. The man has been throwing
Bill Polian? Yeah.
41 passing touchdowns, only 4 interceptions prior to last year. He has, of course, not even mentioned in the rushing yards. Absolutely ridiculous what he does. First quarterback in NFL history with multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Okay? He holds the most rushing yards by a quarterback through their first 8 years. He is a 2-time MVP, should have been 3, 4-time Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro 3 times. Tom Brady was All-Pro, 2 or 3 times his whole 20-some-year career.
Rob G,
make sense.
Tom Brady, 3 times? I don't even think it's 4. Aaron Rodgers might have 4.
But that's what I'm saying. He's already has 3-time All.
It's hard to be All-Pro quarterback.
Right, because you're the only one. And he's been the one. He's been MVP, like I said, 4 Pro Bowls. I just don't understand. And last season was his first time having a losing record. Rob
G, give us the how hard it is to be All Pro.
First team All Pro
is very difficult.
Very difficult.
You're 1 out of the 32.
Right. So guys, number 1 Peyton Manning with 7,
which is incredible.
Aaron Rodgers, you mentioned, is second with 4. After that, it's a 5-way tie for third.
Can I guess some of them?
Sure.
Lamar, we know.
Yep.
Tom Brady.
Yep.
Brett Favre.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes.
Nope.
No, right.
The greatest quarterback of all time, Patrick Mahomes, guy who can never be knocked down a peg. Is
he ain't here. Drew Brees?
Nope.
Who's the other one?
We got 2 more?
2 more. Think 80s and 90s.
Wow.
Oh, Joe Montana.
Joe Montana's one.
Yeah, that's easy. Come on.
This other one's I don't think you're going to get it.
Steve Young.
Wow, look at you. Someone knows ball.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Steve Young is probably the most underrated.
But that's what I'm saying. He's not talked about as being
Steve Young, the talent is and even the record too. But
a lot of it is because the 49ers were so good with Montana.
Sure.
You kind of because he only, what did they win? He only got one
in 94.
And they won 4, so it's he was good. But
and they were sandwiched between, and then, I mean, not saying, but then you're right after the Niners, then the Cowboys. So it's like, we had so much epic
just
proportion
to your guys'
stuff
point,
happening.
though, can you imagine having a conversation with a legitimate NFL person, whether it's a scout or executive like in this list here, and say, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Steve Young, Joe Montana, none of those guys are tier 1 quarterbacks? But Lamar Jackson, who has as many first-team All-Pros as all those
Which
guys,
is crazy,
has only been viewed as a Tier 1 guy one time.
Wait, did y'all hear what I just said to y'all? 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and Dagner ran for 1,000 yards. Who on that list? Hey, Rob G.
You mean
that
not
that was 2024. I'm saying the last time he was healthy.
No, that was the year he didn't win the MVP.
Right.
He had the best numbers he's ever had, and he didn't win an MVP that year.
Rob G. Who on that list can do what he did? He did what they did. I guarantee you probably threw more touchdowns than just about everybody on that list, other than a handful of seasons, for all those guys. So I'm not, again, nobody say he even had to be QB1, Tier 1. But the idea that he's only been Tier 1 once, Rob, come on, make that make sense, man. Kyle Sloter on the other side, former NFL quarterback. We can ask him that question as well. Is it just the fact that people look at him as an athlete still? Steve DeSager now getting you updated. Hey, Steve.
Hey there, Kyle Tucker has homered at Wrigley Field. The Dodgers lead 1-0 at the Cubs' bottom of the second. Tarek Skubal in his Dodgers debut struck out the first batter he faced, had a 1-2-3 first inning, thanks to good defense behind him in center field and at first base. The Orioles got an early 2-run single from Pete Alonso and still lead the Angels 2-0 in the top of the 8th inning. The Angels have the worst record in the major leagues today. They designated for assignment DH Jorge Soler. The Reds' home game against the A's is a 3-3 tie in the top of the 7th for the Athletics, who've lost 5 in a row. First baseman Nick Kurtz was placed on the IL. He was hit by a pitch on the thumb last week. In Cleveland, third baseman Jose Ramirez of the Guardians is out with a sore hand. The Mets got a couple early homers, still lead at Cleveland 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Phillies at the end of 7 are shutting out Washington 5-0 for Luis Arias, new second baseman for the Phils. RBI single his first at bat, RBI double his second at bat. And by the way, Bryce Harper is now right fielder for Philadelphia, facing a Washington team that's lost 6 in a row, and Nationals all-star outfielder James Wood was placed on the IL with a strained oblique. The Yankees lead in the bottom of the 6th in New York, 2-0 over the St. Louis Cardinals. George Lombard Jr. with a home run for his first major league hit. In Boston, the Red Sox, who've won 5 straight, scored 6 times in the first inning, now lead 6-1 over the White Sox, top of the 5th. Braves 1-0 over the Marlins, bottom of the 6th inning on an early home run from Ozzie Albies. Royals leading 2-0 against the Twins in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Pittsburgh at Milwaukee game is 1-1 top of the 4th. The Atlanta Falcons gave running back Bijan Robinson a 3-year extension, but Falcons edge rusher Jalen Walker likely suffered a torn ACL in practice. The Bears gave right tackle Darnell Wright a 4-year extension. Ravens wide receiver Zay Flowers gets a 4-year extension. Rookie quarterback Carson Beck will start the exhibition opener for the Cardinals on Thursday. Eagles wide receiver Devontae Smith missed practice with a hamstring injury. And in college football's preseason coaches poll, Ohio State is number 1, Oregon is number 2, Georgia is number 3. Then it's Texas and Notre Dame. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Odd couple, Rob and Kelvin, on a Trash Talking Tuesday. By the way, if you want to jump in on that, 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox.
Yeah, I get in now if you can.
Yeah, hit us up if you want to hop in. Trash Talking Tuesday, your chance to do so. All right, let's get to Kyle Sloter, former NFL quarterback. Kyle Sloter on X. Kyle, what's going on? How you doing, man?
Hey, guys. How's it going? Appreciate you having me.
Doing great.
Good. All right, hey, answer this. Rob and I, listen, Lamar Jackson has had his hiccups of some playoff, times he wish he was better. But the idea that in his whole career, when he's been setting records, I mean, Rob and I, and we just went over all of them, just absurdity what he's been able to do. He, by the way, let me just tell you this to add context to what I'm saying, holds the highest career passer rating in NFL history at 102.2. And, I mean, we're talking about the only quarterback to rush for over 1,000 yards. We're talking about 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's 2-time, could have been 3-time MVP. How is that guy not Tier 1 quarterback? Please, and he's only been Tier 1 quarterback once in his career. Make it make sense.
Yeah, I think for myself, I probably put him in that Tier 1. I think it's probably him, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. I think you can slip Matthew Stafford in there as well. If you're playing for, if it's a future ranking of who you'd like to start with, Matthew Stafford, obviously a little bit older. But no, I think Lamar Jackson's had a Hall of Fame career. I think he's been hampered a little bit by the guys around him as well. Would love to see him get a wide receiver 1 in there.
Thank you.
Well, they just paid somebody like he
was a 1, except for he fumbled at the 1-yard line against the Chiefs.
Yeah, that was kind of a curious when you look at that list of guys. I know everybody, kind of compares statistics in the way of, who's going to get paid the most. When you look at the list of guys being Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, I think I saw Amon-Ra on there. Zay Flowers has not quite had that kind of production to, I think, warrant $35 million a year. That's just me. He's probably in the high 20s, which, further hampers Lamar Jackson down the line and, who they can get to either protect him or, sign guys to catch passes for him. But no, he's definitely a tier 1 guy, Hall of Fame career, in my opinion, and somebody that has really done it. I don't want to say alone because he's had Mark Andrews, but I mean, you need somebody better than that to bolster your career and have somebody that can catch passes for you and do good things. He doesn't have a Randy Moss out there, I'll tell you that.
So we're not crazy.
No, okay. And here's the other one. We know what Patrick Mahomes' resume is. It's impressive. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's not the best quarterback in the league. Kyle, have you watched him the last 2 years? For real. I know off of reputation and all this other stuff. Even 2 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl, that wasn't that was with glue and ice cream sticks and tape. I don't even know how they did it because none of it looked good. And even the last couple of years, he just hasn't been that good.
Yeah, I think when you look at Patrick Mahomes, and stats kind of tell one story, and then you also have the charisma and what he's able to do on the field. I think it's kind of a tale of two things there. Because you look at his downfield passing over the last couple of years, like you're saying, and it's really not that great beyond 10, 15 yards. I saw a stat the other day on Twitter that was put out by like CBS or Fox or whoever it was, that, he was more in the middle of the pack in terms of downfield passing, which was kind of shocking. But then you also have the things that he brings, the intangibles, you get in the huddle with a guy like that, almost like a Tom Brady, where he inspires confidence in a lot of those guys. And he probably gets the best out of guys that, like a Xavier Worthy, who, is not, again, a top-tier receiver, Rashee Rice, who's not a top-tier receiver, but he gets the best out of them because they're playing with a lot of confidence and they know what he is. But yeah, you're right. He's probably in rankings. I think you have to respect what he's done, but he's probably the third or fourth best quarterback right now, in my personal opinion.
And here's the other guy. Can they stop with the Justin Herbert too? I get it. They like his size. He looks like a quarterback. He has a big. I get all that. But where are the results? No one seems to fall off of him, even though he has postseason failures, right? They can't win a playoff game, but that doesn't seem to affect how they like Justin Herbert or where he fits in, Kyle. I don't see it.
No, for sure. I think that's fair as well. I think Justin Herbert has a lot to prove. I think he's also been given a lot of unnecessary hype.
Yes.
He's not somebody that has won the big game or won a playoff game to this point in his career. I will say I think he was playing some of his best football last year when a lot of the guys around him went down. So I'm kind of excited to see what he does this year. But to your point, I think he's more of like a top 10-ish quarterback, closer to 10 than towards the top, just based on some of the results that and there's probably also a little bit of projecting what he could be given all those things that he has, the ability to move, the big arm, the accuracy, but no, he hasn't proven, he hasn't provided enough given his what people are hyping him up to be, in my personal opinion.
No, I think that's fair. We all see the talent, but at some point,
I get, but they look at him and salivate because he looks like a quarterback.
And it's funny because we were talking about Kyle. I mean, I think Justin Herbert's a better quarterback as far as just, I get it, the things that quarterbacks are supposed to do. But if you're just talking about what you were just saying, having success on the field, Jalen Hurts could be sitting somewhere like, hey, what about me?
And everybody hates Jalen Hurts and says he can't play, and all he does is win games.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one there. And again, I understand his numbers weren't great last year, so I don't want to make it like he's Joe Montana at all, and I've been critical of him. But my point is, it's always funny how they move the goalpost depending on the person, is what I'm saying.
For sure. Well, I think it's also fun to hate on Jalen Hurts because of the tush push. I think it's fun to hate on Jalen Hurts over the last couple of years because of the controversy surrounding A.J. Brown. But you're right. All they do is win in Philadelphia. Nick Sirianni, I think, is a great coach there and has really pushed his game to the next level. I love the demeanor of Jalen Hurts. I think that's honestly his best attribute is his cool, calm, collected. He never feels too rattled. The moment never feels too big. I don't know if he's as gifted of a passer as some of the other guys that we've talked about, but I also think that he's one of those guys at a Mahomes level of inspiring confidence, getting the best out of his guys. And he's super tough. He's somebody that provides a lot with his legs, and he's also not somebody that's going to always slide. He puts his body in harm's way, and he gets those extra yards, and he plays an admirable brand of football. So definitely somebody that a city like Philadelphia and a team like the Eagles can rally behind. So I have a lot of respect for Jalen Hurts, and don't think he's got enough respect after the Super Bowl win. As a young guy to win a Super Bowl that early in his career, there's not a lot of guys that can say that they've done that. So hats off to him, and he's probably going to have another great year and be in that MVP conversation again.
No doubt. Hey, Kyle, man,
thank
appreciate
you, my
it.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me.
No doubt. Hey, give him a follow, Kyle Sloter there. You can give him a follow on X. All right, 877
Slaughter is what you did to his name.
I did. That was, now you back. You back.
No,
now.
I'm not. I'm still in the funk right now.
Don't be the first thing I trash on Trash Talking Tuesday. 877-99 on Fox. Your chance to get in on a Trash Talking Tuesday. How's Scuba been doing? I haven't had a chance to look at the stats yet. I have to take a look.
No.
It's the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio.
Rob G, I know people are pushing back on the Dodgers, right? But what about the other teams who supposedly wanted Skubal as well?
Yeah, they're calling it the trade that broke baseball.
Yeah.
Tarek Skubal to the Dodgers for a package of minor leaguers, and credit to the Dodgers, including Tarek Skubal. Skubal, Dave Roberts, Andrew Freeman, all to a man said, I don't know why people are saying these negative things about us. Everybody could have traded for him. We got the deal done. It is what it is. Like, stop crying about it. However, the expectation now that this deal is done, and there is some kind of, I'm not call it conspiracy, there's murmurs around the sporting community that one of the reasons why the Dodgers were able to get a player of Skubal's caliber for such a relatively low cost, 3 minor league players, no current active major leaguers, not even the top 5 guys in their farm system, is because potentially maybe the owners who have been pushing for a hard cap and a salary cap were like, hey, if the Dodgers get Skubal, that's the kick we need to get this thing done. What say you?
I say it might have been a diabolical plot. Instead of going after Skubal, having a long-term play. And somebody like Hal Steinbrenner, that's the pot calling the kettle black, as we keep saying, because him complaining, oh, man, the Dodgers.
He's biracial, too? I'm sorry.
Well, it makes sense. They had Babe. Maybe that's what's been going on for decades over there. They had a chance to get Skubal. You just mentioned that, Rob G. They've had a chance to get some of these players over the last handful of years. And I think he's been complaining about the Dodgers. Oh, man, they're spending. I don't know how we're going to keep up. Like the Dodgers haven't outspent or been right there 1, 2, or 3 for the last 50 years. But now all of a sudden it's an issue. And we start to have these conversations about baseball and could there be a lockout impending. And I think this signing might have been the thing some of these owners are like, yes, because we needed that. Because now the best team in baseball, and who has been the best team for a handful of years, now get the best pitcher in baseball with a chance to three-peat, first time since the 98 through 2000 Yankees. And I think this might be the thing they need to make their point. See what I mean? They keep buying the greatest players, the best players. And I think the ownership and some of the parts of the ownership, you got Hal Steinbrenner, and if you read the LA Times, The Athletic, they have indicated there have been so many other anonymous, unnamed big-time owners with high profiles who are saying that, hey, we don't like this as well, and the Dodgers need to, for example, the teams can't keep doing what the Dodgers have been able to do. And I'm thinking, Rob, I'm like, why? I was thinking to myself, why? Why would even the Yankees, who have a bunch of money, why would they not want to? And the only thing I can start to think of is Juan Soto got 700 and how much, Rob?
65.
$765 million. And Juan Soto is a good player and a really good player, but it hasn't accounted to much, right? They don't make the postseason now a couple of years. He hasn't been great. He's, in and out.
He's already won a World Series. He's got a lot.
Yeah, and I'm not knocking him, but what I mean is I think ownership is saying, Rob, I don't want – if it's 7 now, it was 7 for Ohtani, then it's 7 for Soto, then it's 8 for you name the next player, then it's 9 for this next – and I think they're saying we want to put a stop to this now before I got to pay $850 million for players, and I'd rather stop this now because the salary cap, it might hurt me because I can't spend all the money, but also don't have to pay these money. And teams like the Yankees, people forget – we used to talk about this with the Lakers. Everybody doesn't have conglomerate money, tech money. Some of these businesses are family-owned. This is all we have is the Lakers. This is all we have is the Yankees. And I don't want to be spending $800, $900, $1 billion in 5 years because someone got to sign some guy to 10 years, $1 billion.
Okay, I'm going to stop the madness and the whole idea of the conspiracy that they need a Tarek Skubal trade to get the whole idea of a salary cap done. I mean, it's so far-fetched. First of all,
is it?
Yes, it is, because the indication was already about a lockout even before this trade, okay? So that this isn't going to push them that they were going to lock out players. Here's the thing that people don't remember.
What's that?
Is that we have gone through 35 years of labor peace between the owners and the players. 35 years from 1994 until now, right?
You had a few years, but don't worry about it.
What?
You added a few years.
94?
We in 2026.
So what is that? 32 years. I'm sorry. 32.
We adding on them few to try to get some extra points in your argument.
32 years. I'm sorry. 32 years. Can I give you the history real quick?
Mm-hmm. Fox Sports Radio. It's the Odd Couple. Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
It's so cold in here.
It's not that cold. And you got a pullover on or whatever you got, a jacket or something. I'm over here with a tight tee looking like I got body paint on.
Man.
It's the Alex, you know about this life.
Schmedium life.
You know who knows about the Schmedium life, right?
Huh.
He's about 8 feet in front of you.
Talking about Brandon?
Brandon is the
rocks
leader
the
of Schmedium life. He walks into a place and they're like, oh, what do you need, a large? He's like, nah, let me get the extra small. But, sir, you're like 6'5".
He said, no, this is an XL.
Wow.
No, we believe you. It's just that you might need a double XL. You look like a lineman over there all buff and swole.
All right.
It's the Odd
go.
Couple. Fox Sports Radio. Let's get to it. It is now time for Trash Talking Tuesday.
Don't you ever talk about me. It's Trash Talking Tuesday.
It's your teeth, Reggie. I don't know whether to smile at you or kick a field goal, man.
All right, let's kick it off. Chance in Alabama. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
What's
Who
up,
you
Chance?
trashing, Chance?
I'm trashing myself for that.
Side trash. Anyone who gives a shout out to P. Diddy, that's not good.
Rob G, you got trash.
But yeah, NFL offseason. I am trash talking the NFL offseason, and any sports commentator. That's what your job, y'all guys' job title is. I love y'all guys. I love what you do, but especially anyone in y'all's position over the age of 50 who talks Major League Baseball during the offseason. We don't care. I would rather go over NFL fantasy drafts. Thank God the NFL offseason is over. I'm trash talking that. I'm trash talking sports commentators who bore us to death with baseball talk. Thank God King Kong God, football, NFL, and college is back.
You know what? He's glad it's Tuesday because you would have might have let him have it.
Of course. I ain't going to say nothing.
You might have let him have it, boy. Thank God it's Tuesday, Rob Cheek.
All you need to know is he lives in Alabama.
Okay.
Albert in Riverside, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Who you trashing, Albert?
Well, I'm tempted to trash that last guy because I have a baseball trash that I want to do. So
Thank you. Well, he lives in Alabama. They don't have anything going on down there but heat in the summer. That's all you got.
But anyway, I'm trashing all the LA Dodger haters, particularly Rob Parker, the captain of the Dodgers hate club. Yeah, man, I'm sick and I am tired of all the people complaining about the Dodgers and the way they do things, thinking it's all just spending money, instead of praising them for having the number one farm system, for rejuvenating guys' careers, like a Miguel Rojas, like a Max Muncy, like a Tommy Edman, et cetera. And instead of giving them praise, it's all just complaining. And at this point, we got Terry Skubal. We got the greatest pitching staff ever assembled. We're gonna win a third
Please
straight.
stop that.
And bring the salary cap, because we're gonna find a way to win with that. And after that, there's no more excuses for anybody to give and complain about. We're winning it again. Put a ring on it, baby.
All right. Man, I'm so there's two calls in a row.
I love it.
Jake in California, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, Jake?
I'm trashing your fellow Fox colleague, Jason McIntyre. I'm so sick of this guy, a Jets fan out here on TV and the radio, always talking about smack about the Giants and the Raiders, calling them hot garbage. Hey, J-Mac, why don't you worry about what's going on with your own team? The Raiders just drafted Mendoza and have guys like Bowers and Genty and Crosby. And the Giants just got a coach who won a Super Bowl and have young players like Dart and Neighbors. What have you got? By July, this guy was already openly talking about tanking to get the number one pick. Pathetic.
They fired up today.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Now, Jake, me and you, okay. Kevin in Culver City.
Oh, here you go.
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Who you trashing, Kevin?
Guys, good.
All the time.
All the time.
I'm trashing Fox Sports Radio's own Mark Willard.
Oh.
This guy is a certified Dodger hater. And I got some stats here. You want to talk about why the Dodgers make these kind of trades? It's because we have the number one farm system in baseball. Alex Verdugo gets you Mookie Betts, Dalton Rushing, Will Smith, Keibert Ruiz, Miguel Vargas, who was an all-star, who was traded for a relief pitcher we don't even have on our roster anymore, but he won us a World Series. Cody Bellinger, who was an MVP. Oh, and the best of them all, Yordan Alvarez, who's an MVP candidate, regarded as one of the best hitters in baseball, that we traded for a guy who's not even in baseball, working at Just for Men hair spot. So here's the deal. We have a great farm system. Ryan Pepio was traded for Tyler Glass now. And you want to talk about the Padres? They traded C.J. Abrams and John Ross for Juan Soto. They didn't win a World Series, but they went for it. The Yankees weren't ruining baseball when they had the Yes Network. So we got a great baseball network. We're ruining baseball. How about the Giants, who won 3 World Series, and they still couldn't get Aaron Judge or Ohtani to sign with them, and gave Blake Snell an opt-out? That's not our fault. So you want to talk about ruining baseball? The Milwaukee Brewers could have got Skubal. They got 3 of the best prospects in baseball, and they didn't want to trade any of them for him. It's not the Dodgers' fault. It's not called ruining baseball. It's called being smart in baseball.
All right, Kev. All right, we hear you.
My goodness
Time.
gracious.
Time.
You got on Dodger boxer shorts.
I start hearing the Sportsnet LA. I mean, I thought the Dodgers was coming on. He was so excited about that. All right, shout out to him. We getting one more or no?
No. One more, Rob G. We can squeeze one more in? Okay.
Who we got?
David in Miami. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. Who you trashing, David?
I'm trashing Rob Parker about the whole soccer situation. He wanted the team to be shorthanded, and most athletes and teams want to go at full strength. But also, you should have your red card taken from you for rooting. You have a rooting interest. One, it was just rooting for the soccer team to lose, the United States, and also he's rooting for LeBron James and the LA Lakers to lose. So you need your card taken away from you, because that's one of your things you say. Don't,
sportscasters rooting for.
I don't root for anybody.
Hey, NLT.
I don't
talk.
root.
Is that Aaron?
I don't root. Stop it.
Look at Judge.
Jumping out of his seat when the Yankees hit it. That kid hit a home run. I thought you was his dad.
What is your takeaway from the newly released cop body cam footage of Tony Romo's arrest for intoxication while pushing a vehicle along the highway? And tell me if I'm wrong. If you've seen it or you heard the audio, if you're blind and you've seen this here. Because honestly, he seems often far loopier when he's calling the big late TV game on a Sunday afternoon, a CBS NFL broadcast, where you sometimes need a Rosetta Stone to translate Romo into English in real time. So it's like people say, oh, my God, he's drunk. He's drunk. I see it right there. He's drunk. I see it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. It seemed like he seemed a little off. You've watched him on television. You know that's kind of how he operates there. And so that's it. Now, critics are also saying that Romo was having problems hearing what was going on. He kept saying, what? What? Is that because he was enjoying bottomless mimosos at the golf course? I don't know. To that, though, this somehow tells you that he was completely sauced because he couldn't hear what the officer was saying. He was on the side of the road. There were a lot of cars going by. I have spent my entire adult life doing talk radio. I have worn headphones for hours a day, many hours a day, for years and years and years and years and years. My hearing is absolutely shot. I go out and do these Mallard meet and greets. I got to lean in because I can barely hear because there's a lot of ambient noise, right? There's a lot of ambient noise here. And do you think I'm schnockered all the time? No, I wish I was. I'm not. I just can't hear. That's it. So now I was watching this and the Romo cop video thing, and I was expecting the cutaway shot to the car, to the passenger seat, and to see Jim Nantz riding shotgun next to Tony Romo to pop in there and say, all right, let's bring in Gene Steratore now, our CBS DUI rules analyst. And Gene, walk us through this Romo sobriety test. Okay, thanks, Jim. And then get into that way. Didn't see Gene Steratore there.
The Dodgers' Kyle Tucker homered at Wrigley Field, Chicago tonight, but the Cubs have answered with a Dansby Swanson homer off LA's new starter Tarek Skubal, so the game's 1-1 in the top of the fourth at Wrigley Field. Final at Baltimore. Orioles beat the Angels 3-1. The Halos with the worst record in the majors, 43-70. The A's have lost 5 in a row. They're in a tie game just now. Cincinnati's evened it up 4-4 in the bottom of the 8th. Mets are leading top of the 9th at Cleveland 6-2. Guardians star third baseman Jose Ramirez out with a sore hand. The Phillies have won 5-0 over the Nationals. Washington has lost 7 in a row, and Nats all-star outfielder James Wood was placed on the IL with a strained oblique. The Yankees go to the 8th inning with a 2-0 advantage on the Cardinals. George Lombard Jr. homered his first major league hit, and the Atlanta Falcons gave running back Bijan Robinson a 3-year extension. I'm Steve DeSager.
I've been covering this league since 1987.
Can this sports writer and this sports fan share a radio show without driving each other crazy? Now, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios, here's Fox Sports Radio's Odd Couple, Rob Parker and Kelvin Washington.
Hour number 3. Here on the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, Fox Sports Radio. Glad you could listen to this fine radio program, despite some of the difficulties that we have in doing this show.
Oh, boy.
It ain't easy, but we just have to get there. Alex, I got to tell you this, okay? Seriously.
Talk to me, Rob.
I've already talked to Rob G about it, and Kelvin, something's going on in my house. And
wait.
Something's happening.
What do you mean something?
Last night.
We talking like rat?
No. It's in my apartment. No. Not like that. I wouldn't even be living there. Are you kidding? No. This is what happened. Seriously, you ready? That music is perfect.
Okay.
I went to bed. I wear a retainer to bed.
Yeah.
Right? That I have to wear to keep my teeth straight.
I had a glizzy in my mouth.
It's a retainer.
Oh, my bad.
No glizzies
No
attached
buns?
to it. No.
The Shohei dog.
A glizzy attached to the retainer? No, that's not what it is. So, it's an upper for your upper teeth and lower. I woke up and the lower was missing.
What?
The lower retainer was missing. And I'm not BSing you.
Okay.
I shook out the sheets, the blanket. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
maybe fell out. Okay.
I stripped the bed because I thought maybe. I looked. I vacuumed around. Like I went under the bed. Like moved boxes, thinking maybe it fell out and bounced off or something and hit, and it's somewhere. Everywhere.
Did you check the top of the fridge?
I did not check the top.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to tell you where it is. I'm going to let him keep going.
Can't find it.
You know where it is.
Where?
When's the last time you had a good number 2? You swallowed that
No,
thing.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You swallowed. Look at you like, wait, no. Yeah, you swallowed that thing.
You think I swallowed the retainer?
Yep.
No.
I could not find it.
That's why.
And here's the other thing.
You're going to be in that thing sounding like Master P. Make him say, and then all of a sudden it's going to be a whole retainer in there.
And here's
now what do you do? Do you pay money for a new one or are you rinsing it out?
I can't do it. What am I? No, I'm not putting that in my mouth. Are you kidding? Now, here's the worst part. And I brought this up
Alex,
to Rob
you're dumb
G.
in advance, by the way. I already know you're dumb, Alex.
Okay?
Yes.
Also, in my apartment,
okay,
it's an apartment. The second pillow, the pillowcase is missing. Like it's been missing for more than I can't find. Maybe you washed it. Maybe you.
Yeah.
Can't find a pillowcase. Where did the pillowcase go? Why do I have one pillowcase and I can't find the other one? So a pillowcase is missing.
Do you sleepwalk?
I don't know. Maybe I did. Maybe I threw it out in the garbage. Maybe I should look for the garbage.
There are people who sleepwalk a lot more than people know. And maybe you're one of those.
Did I do that and throw it out? Maybe I.
Yeah, like you just kind of.
You have to empty the garbage
because people who sleep, they do stuff. They walk out the hot air or go down the stairs.
All right, so now I'm gonna have to empty the garbage and look in there.
Yeah, or just wait till you make them say,
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
It's just weird. All right, make sure. I literally woke up, and you know how you feel. I'm just like, okay, but where's the bottom? Like that was the first thing.
What's in the bottom?
So I look at the nightstand, thinking maybe it might have been irritating, and I pulled it out or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe I moved it, and then I'm like, no, it's not there. Not there.
No, fell on the side of the bed. Not there. Nope.
Nowhere. I could not find it.
See, that is going to be somewhere ridiculously stupid. Like landed in the cup next to the bed, and you took the cup downstairs, not even thinking it would land in the cup.
And
listen, I have learned having kids, bro. Look where you would be like, yeah, right. No way it would be that.
Expect it.
And you'll be like, okay, I have learned that. And not even just their fault, because even me, because you're rushing there. I can't wait, we gotta get out the house, gotta take them to school. And you will I put phones in the refrigerator, just rushing, all types of stuff. So you'll never know. Other than that, you swallowed. I'm just telling you, you're gonna make them say,
That's crazy. I don't even know what's
Rob,
going on.
How big's a retainer?
Not that big. You know what I mean?
Not that big?
You got to know it's Alex.
What do you got?
See?
Just asking.
You knew it was Alex.
Rob, you probably swallowed it.
You knew he was cooking something.
It's the weirdest feeling in the world because you just think, okay, it's on the floor, it's behind the bed.
Right.
Like okay, it could happen.
What time did she leave?
She didn't take it with her.
Okay.
Stop it.
Alex, I want a piece of him to remember him by. Hey.
And Sean in Sacramento on the YouTube chat.
Shout out to Sean. What he
says, Rob must have cheated on the Tooth Fairy back then when Moby Dick was a guppy. Tooth Fairy playing the extra long game.
Yeah, that is the
got
extra
you
long,
back
right?
All this time. That's a fake tooth. That's a Tic Tac. And you done got some money for
right. I got 75 cents for a Tic Tac.
You putting Tic Tacs under there.
Is that what
you
Tic-Tacs?
putting chiclets. You putting chiclets in there, and now your mama and daddy giving you $2 for a chiclet.
That would be good by a kid. Put a couple chiclets in there and you get some money.
But they gotta be smart.
But they get like $20
These kids get
now.
money
No,
now.
they settle down.
Money.
Hey, make sure my kids ain't listening. Don't get carried away. They get a
I should
dollar
get like
too.
a 50-cent piece or something.
Well, back then,
I got a $2 bill.
75 years ago, that was a lot. That'd be like what, like $25 now?
75 years.
All right, make sure you check out our YouTube channel and try to find my retainer if you can.
I'm gonna spit my coffee up.
Just search Odd Couple FSR on YouTube.
It's gonna be somewhere so stupid.
Hit the subscribe. I'm gonna look in the garbage. I must have. Maybe I got up in the middle of the night and threw it out. I mean, I can't figure it out.
It's gonna be wrapped in your pillowcase somewhere.
Yeah, my pillowcase, right. All right, check us out on the YouTube. On the YouTube, just search Odd Couple FSR and subscribe. All right. Rob G, Shedeur Sanders, I don't know. I mean, we talked about the tiers. I'm not that thrilled about that whole scenario and the way that they rate players. But when it comes to Shedeur, I think they're spot on.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy how that works out, right? Yeah, the quarterback tiers came out today. The Athletic Mike Stando does a great job for the show. Maybe he'll come on the show this week. We'll see.
All right.
And 50 pollsters, 21 execs, 29 coaches to anonymously give their thoughts on all the quarterbacks in the NFL. Now, they're ranked 1 through 35. So it's every starter and every quarterback who's considered to be in a QB battle. So like Atlanta has Penix and Tua included, right? Cleveland, of course, has Deshaun and Shedeur included. And bringing up the rear at number 35 overall, none other than Shedeur Sanders. All right, one of the comments, I'm going to read just two of them here. Anonymous executive said, quote, "He's inaccurate at all three levels. I can't tell if he's going to be better, but there's a huge gap between him and competent quarterback play." Anonymous defensive coordinator said, "I'd sleep like a baby if I got to play him every week. He's not an on-time player, can't really read through coverages, is a little bit heavy-footed." Your thoughts?
I just think they're putting extra sauce. I really do, Rob. It was bad. He would tell you he was bad. I ain't gonna sugarcoat
I don't know
it.
if he would tell you. When did he ever say he was bad last
year? I think he's wise enough to know that he said it multiple times. Remember he said I sucked. Then remember he was like I sucked. Something like that. He was like, man, I was trash. He knows it. And my only thing is, Rob, I'm not gonna sit up here and defend as if he had some amazing rookie campaign. The only thing I'm saying is the way when you read these anonymous quotes and all that, they're acting like he's had 3 or 4 seasons of this, like even 2 seasons of it. To me, he was in a terrible situation where they had three or four quarterbacks.
Blame everybody else.
No, they had 3 or 4 quarterbacks. We saw Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel. We saw him. I mean, and they didn't know what they were doing. He didn't get the starts, the number one starts. To me, I would be going into this season saying, all right, there's no excuses. You're in camp. You competing against a guy who ain't been great himself in Deshaun Watson, and let's see what's up, and let's give him like this next season to see what's going on. To me, they're acting like we've seen 2-3 seasons of horrible play from him when he wasn't that bad. When he was bad, but he made some plays. When he was out there, he was able to be mobile. He was able to throw the ball down the field. So I'm not acting as if he's some top 10, top 20 quarterback. My only thing, Rob, is I feel like they're putting so much on him. When you look at the Cleveland Browns, except for Baker Mayfield for a season or two, they haven't been. No one's really been able to produce. You bring in Deshaun Watson, who was an MVP candidate in Houston. He ain't been the same since.
Yeah, but he got other issues going on.
But he's played a lot too. He played more than you think. We all think it was like 3 games, and we seen Deshaun Watson was terrible. I just don't get. All I'm saying is, why when other people have been bad historically, they kind of go, all right, look, especially in those situations. Didn't get the start. Multiple quarterbacks. He's in Cleveland. He's got a new coach now, new system. He's locked in. Let's see what it is. Instead, they're acting like he's the laughing stock of the league when we have seen other quarterbacks be bad. Their rookie campaign, especially in bad environments. You go when you get drafted, you can't determine when you're going. And sometimes you go to horrible environments, Cleveland being one of them, the Panthers. And we've seen guys start off horribly, and they're in there. One of them is a Super Bowl champion, Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold, we would have never thought he'd have 2 back-to-back seasons, 14 wins, 4,000 yards, and now Super Bowl
led the league in interceptions last year, right?
Yeah, and he's a Super Bowl champion. He's got a ring on.
Thank God for that defense.
So my whole point is, and I'm sure Shedeur would love to have that kind of defense as well. So my whole point is they're putting too much on a guy when we didn't get to see the full opportunity in him. That's all I'm saying.
But we've seen this before. Josh Rosen had 1 year in Arizona, and they ran him out of there, and they drafted another quarterback in the first round, right? Mm-hmm. Kyler Murray went first overall. After having Rosen, why would you do that? They didn't even give him another chance. Mm-hmm. They gave him 1 season. So it happens with people. And my thing with Shedeur is I don't know what you were watching. I mean, he was bad last year. I don't know how anybody other. I don't think they're picking on him. He was bad. He didn't play well enough. It was like the worst. Right, Rob G? What was it? The worst starting quarterback numbers historically.
I keep these stats in a special folder because I know Rob's going to go to them at least once every 6-7 weeks.
Rob G, can I get those stats for Shedeur?
Here's funny. Kelvin texted me, Rob G, can you give me some good Shedeur numbers? I was like, oh, that's going to be tough.
You were like, I can't do that. Right.
But, I can't stand either one of y'all.
I'm not a miracle worker.
But here are the numbers you're talking about, Rob. Of the 36 quarterbacks with at least 200 passing attempts last season, Shedeur Sanders was last in completion percentage, passer rating, adjusted yards per attempt, and adjusted net yards per attempt. He was also second to last in interception rate. In fact, his 10 picks over the last 8 weeks were an NFL high over that span.
Those are, you can't blame everything on because you're not having success the same way that if he played well, you wouldn't be going, well, but he didn't have any receivers. Oh, he didn't have an offense. No, you would be like, look at him excel, right, in the circumstance or situation he's in. All I'm saying is he has not played well. I know a lot of people, they love his dad. And if he was George Smith playing quarterback with those numbers, you just wouldn't be – you talk about it's personal or whatever. No, George Smith would be getting killed.
I don't think – see, that's where we're different.
And he wouldn't be playing.
We wouldn't be talking about George Smith. I think if it was George Smith, we would be going, all right, well, let's see. Like that was his bad, horrible rookie campaign. Let's see what he does
George
this year.
Smith wouldn't be on the team.
George Smith ain't getting all of that. I wish I was playing him every week and done it. They would not be putting all that extra sauce on it.
No.
And it's because
I just think it is you're confusing celebrity with performance, and he's a celebrity off the football field, and that's why you think like people don't like him and it's personal. They have no reason. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the ownership, people would die to get a starting quarterback. If they really believe, Kelvin, come on, you're a coach, you're trying to save your job. You're a general manager, you're an owner, you want to sell tickets, you want your team. Don't tell me that they're there trying to work against them because they don't want – it doesn't make any sense. Why draft them? Why put them on a team if you want the guy not to do well. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I'm not saying the Browns are saying.
But that's what people come up with.
Do well.
They're trying to make him look bad. That makes no sense.
The Browns have
general
a new
manager will
coach.
get fired.
The Browns have a new coach. They want to start, obviously, especially when you know you're a coach in the NFL. The clock is ticking. So he wants whoever the starting quarterback is going to be, Gabriel, Watson, Shedeur. They want some productivity. All I'm saying is I'm looking at it as this guy is on a team that has not had any production from anybody really in several years, except for that 1 year with Baker. And I'm looking at a bad situation, so much so you need a whole new coach. And I'm saying I want to see what this kid – I'm almost saying let me see what he produces now, because now there is no excuse, right? You've gotten
Yes, there is. If he plays poorly, what are you going to say? Now, it's a new coach. It's a new system, right?
No, I'm saying you will have had – right. I will be saying you knew what you got to play last season.
But you're going to say if he has a new head coach and he doesn't play well.
And he's had an entire full offseason to work with this new coach.
So no matter what, he got to learn the system.
No, because I would say that more applicable to, like, let's say a big-time starter, right? Because now you got a whole new – you've been used to this system for 6 years, 5 years or something, and that's a whole new thing. You have a whole opportunity now to prove this to a new coach, to get some reps going. And now it's like, all right, let's see. And all you got to do is improve. He ain't got to be Dan Marino. Improve.
Rob G, what you got?
What you got?
Dub, I can't say you're 100% right, but let me just say this. The guy ranked number 34, J.J. McCarthy, here's 2 quotes about him. See how they vary from Shedeur Sanders.
Watch this.
His toughness was a thing that really jumped out to me watching him play. If you have that, you always have a chance. Here's the other one, former GM. He has tools, but he was coming out of the Michigan offense as NFL passer. He needed development, even though he had arm strength, was athletic.
Look
and
at
could run.
that.
And you know what? Go
that.
back and look at that game that he beat the Lions in Detroit and changed the course of their season.
If you want to bring up one game.
I am, because you don't have a Shedeur game.
No, I have Shedeur games where the second game.
No, you don't. You don't have a Shedeur game.
I do have the second game.
No, you don't.
And that's what's funny. So J.J. McCarthy is the guy you move up. You trade
the Lions
picks.
were 15-2. He went on the road.
Coming off picks.
Coming off an off day. Coming off an off week. Rob G.
They were not 15-2.
No, coming off of 15-2.
No, why you telling me about they coming off of? They were not.
I'm talking about
according
they
to
were 15-2
you, the Lions wasn't even a good team. They're not going to make the postseason.
But they were 15-2.
So the guy who you move up, you move picks to make 10th, who's supposed to be that guy,
all right, come on,
and wasn't, so much so that you went and got another whole quarterback in Kyler Murray. Oh, but man, he's tough. See how they do? He's this. Come on. Look at his moxie.
All right, here we go.
Exactly.
Do the criticisms of Shedeur Sanders and the QB
it's that Justin Herbert stuff.
Feel personal
when they
as
like
Kelvin
you.
Thinks.
Oh,
he
man.
thinks everything's personal when his guy stinks. Or are they real?
No, he can stink. They act like he stank. 2 different things. The level of stinktivity.
99 on Fox. We want to hear from you. It is the Odd Couple. Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington.
He's really tough. Look at that moxie. I mean,
and you know what you need to do? Stick and stay.
Especially.
He just needs to develop, Alex. That's all. Give him a chance.
If you think he deserves a chance in the US of A. Is there a Black Panther party?
Rob G, with the LeBron announcement, there was also some pushback on one Mr. Charles Barkley.
Man, it sure was terrible.
Terrible, and really bad. No, Charles Barkley, friend of the show, on Friday after the LeBron news broke that he was taking his talents to the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-year veteran minimums contract, jumped on with Stephen A. Smith, another friend of the show, to discuss his biggest issue with the Kings' latest decision. Take a listen.
Well, I think, number one, it would be incredible. But the number one knock on LeBron for older guys like myself has always been, yo, man, you always stacking your team. He stacked it in Miami. He stacked it in Cleveland. He stacked it in L.A. Now he's stacking it in Philly. So that, to me, I'm going to still have the same criticism I've always had. He's always stacked his team.
My only thing about this, like, I'm not going to act like his teams haven't had some talent, but, Rob, you've been covering the league for years. Every team that wins historically has had a bunch of talent. And I look at it like this. When you talk about, I brought up earlier, we were having a conversation about, you look at Magic Johnson. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had won in Milwaukee, but then it was struggling, winning, playing very well himself. But then he gets Magic, and then they eventually would get James Worthy, and they would go on a run and win some more rings. You get Bird, who ends up on the Celtics, one of the iconic teams of the NBA. You get Kevin McHale, you get Robert Parrish. You have, of course, Red Auerbach doing great things, and all of a sudden you're winning, and you kind of create the history and the legend of Larry Bird. And my thing is, when I look at what LeBron coming into the league, Cleveland obviously had the number one pick for a reason. They were bad, and they would continue to get bad. They didn't have pieces around them. And then as we start to yell, well, you ain't got no rings, you ain't nothing. So I admit, going to Miami was where he said, hey, let's go form a team right there. Me, you, Wade, and Bosh, whatever, let's go form this team. But after that, I do think we're overselling the idea of the stacked team. You go back to a Cleveland team, which a young Kyrie, who they weren't doing anything, and Kevin Love,
Kyrie was his first overall pick. Come on, man, that's not making.
And they weren't winning. No, I'm not.
If they didn't have Kyrie, he wouldn't have gone back to Cleveland.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm saying, but the idea that he's just going on like the difference between a Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant went to a team that already won a championship, a team that already was a
They had a
Kyrie
young team
shot
here
away.
in L.A. with a lot of young pieces, and LeBron.
Wait, how was that stacked though? I'm really asking.
But he didn't wait. He wanted to go get that. Let's go get Anthony Davis. Let's go do this. Let's go do that.
And
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is he made some moves to get a better team, but I'm saying too, coming into it where everybody doesn't have the luxury. Kobe Bryant was, let's just say, drafted by the Lakers. We know it was Charlotte they traded, but basically drafted by the Lakers. You have Shaq already there. Within a couple years, Phil Jackson, and then they start to build around. And you guys have an amazing team, and I'm just simply saying everybody doesn't come into an ideal situation, Tim Duncan. I come in, you got David Admiral, then you all of a sudden
But he had the Admiral there. Very seldom do you have a player of that ilk and you get the number one pick.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. LeBron didn't walk into that. He walked in to go dragging a team to the finals with Boobie Gibson.
Stop. Rob G, can you look how many games they won that year? Can you stop? They make it like the team they won 60 games.
Have you heard Boobie himself talk about it?
Yes.
He said himself. I don't know how this man dragged us there.
How they won 60 games? How they won 60 games?
His name is LeBron James?
No, well, so what? So he won 60. Would you have if they had won that championship, would you have not counted it because they weren't that good?
No, I would have. It would have been an extreme example of how great he was.
It's just ridiculous.
At 22
the
years
idea
old.
They got to the finals, they got swept, and you got to come up with a reason.
No, I'm saying the 22-year-old dragged that team. Come on, Rob. That team wasn't. That team was not a great team.
Does it count as a loss or not?
Yes, absolutely. But what I'm saying is the idea, and then for specifically Charles Barkley too. Charles Barkley, again, you come in to Philly with Dr. J, with Moses Malone, with guys on your team. Y'all don't, produce. Obviously, you don't win. They had won in 83. They don't win with you. Then you go to Phoenix, where, again, they have Kevin Johnson. They have Dan Marley. They have a bunch of other great pieces around there. You have an MVP season. You get to finals. You run into Mike. Then you go to Houston, where they had already won a couple. You said, let me jump on there and see if I can go get me a ring.
That wasn't the same.
But I'm saying he did the same thing at a younger age and still prime. So the idea that what was LeBron supposed to do? Go play with the Utah Jazz? Like, I'm going to go play with a good team.
For the Utah Jazz, is that this has been LeBron's MO, is that whenever he loses, he doesn't have enough. This has been the whole thing. Oh, LeBron's got to go, but you got to go get him players. It's not fair to have him play without whatever. The Lakers, if he would have come here with the young guys that they had, and they had some really good young players, right? They could have kept. I remember when Kyle Kuzma was on the do not trade list. And who else am I thinking who went to Toronto?
Well, they had Jordan Clarkson, they had Brandon Ingram, they had
Brandon Ingram is the one I'm thinking about.
What's your boy Lonzo?
Right, they had this was supposed to be this team they're going to develop. They finally got some young players. LeBron comes right away after they don't make the play. He don't want to be here. He don't want to wait for anybody to develop.
Fox Sports Radio. Good pull, Alex. Black Beatles. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm black.
Don't be too black. Like, how do you guys know each other?
Alex, don't you want a promotion?
Oh boy.
Yes.
Stream us live wherever you happen to be in the iHeart app. Catch us in all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 and the new and improved iHeart app. Just search Fox Sports Radio in the app to stream us live all day, every day. And be sure to select Fox Sports Radio as one of your presets in the iHeart app. It's always going to be there, top of the screen. You don't have to search for us. And check that out. All right. Boston College, we're going to get to them in a little bit, too. They got some wild stuff happening there for their hoop coach. We'll tell you a little about that. We got last call coming up as well, so still a little bit left before we get off the mic. Let's get some calls, Rob. 877-99 on Fox. Little extra sauce on how they're critiquing Shedeur. Maybe I'm tripping. You can tell me I'm tripping.
You are tripping. You're a Shedeur fan, that's all.
No, man, come on. Just give him a chance, man.
All
He's
right.
working hard. He's tough.
JR and
Got
Indy.
moxie.
You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, JR?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
What up?
Rob, you got to stop being the Bahout, bro.
What's
that? You really kill him. He knows what the Bahout is. You created the term. Come on, bro. Like, Shedeur has never gotten a good shake at anything.
What are you talking about? He played 7 games last year.
Listen to me. I ain't talking about his actual play on the field because that's not what he's being judged by. He's being judged by assuming the personality of his dad, who happened to be a great. You can't assume the personality of your dad, who's a great, and you're not a great. And then you're punishing for just doing that. They're not getting a fair shake.
That's so. What's not fair? He played terribly. He's one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. Those are facts, not feelings. Those are facts. Those are facts.
JJ McCarthy shouldn't even be in the league.
Yeah, okay. He beat the Lions. Don't you remember that? He beat the Lions.
You told me the Lions weren't even good. Stop giving them credit for beating a non-playoff team. And you were Nostradamus.
That's what
you
made
said
them,
they weren't going to make it.
That's what made them not be a playoff team, was that win with J.J. McCarthy.
Don't act like it's the 15-2 Lions now all of a sudden.
James in Detroit. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, James?
Hey, Kelvin.
Yo.
Before Shedeur started last year, y'all was saying the same thing. You ain't give him a chance. You got to get some reps.
Yep.
Give him a shade. You got all the pundits is fanboys.
Thank you.
Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. Who's hating on him? Because everybody that's on TV is pumping him up.
Thank you.
Did you just hear what Rob G just read? Did you hear the way they speak about him?
Those are the people who evaluate football.
Can I do you?
Them is anonymous
James.
people. The people with the loudest voice is saying he should be starting last year. You talking about some anonymous people?
I know, I'm not anonymous people. These are anonymous execs and GMs in the league. Don't act like they're random people.
But everybody else is banging the drum for him.
And everybody else ain't banging the drum. You ain't even banging the drum, and you 3 feet away from me.
He had a bad year, Kelvin.
No, I said that. But all I'm saying is he had a bad year in a bad circumstance, which is fine. I started off with that.
Bad.
But they're acting like he's had 3 years of being bad. J.J. McCarthy, a top 10 pick, and they already got to get another quarterback for him.
Was a first-round pick, got dumped after 1 year.
He ain't going to beat Josh Rosen bad.
He was 1 year, and they didn't even give him another chance.
I thought he was chosen Rosen.
No, he was not. Justin in Bermuda. You're on the
Hang up on James next time. I'm going for you. I'm going for Rob Parker. Hang up on James.
No, Justin in Bermuda. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Justin?
What's going on, you guys? Man, I haven't talked to you guys in a long time.
What up, man? How are you?
Yeah, man, still listening to the show. It's on around my daughter's bedtime, so I'm always trying to listen in when I can.
Well, we appreciate you. Thanks for the support. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Kelvin, I'm sorry, man. Rob is 100% right.
Hang up on him, too.
No. Go ahead.
If Shedeur's name was anything else, nobody would even really care. Like, okay, Kelvin, let me give you an example, right?
Give me one.
I'm a Skins fan.
Okay.
Right? A few years back, they drafted Sam Howell in the 5th round. Everyone talked about him being maybe a first-round pick. They picked him up in the 5th round. He had more success in our bad Washington situation than Shedeur had his first year in Cleveland, and you haven't seen that man since.
No,
The NFL is the not for long league.
No, so here's my counter to that. I don't disagree. My only point is, it feels like the way he is critiqued is harder and harsher because of the name.
Based on what?
Because I just told you.
He's been getting
Kelvin because everybody wants to talk about him. Like you ain't heard nothing about these other guys because they just didn't play good and they got replaced. So if everyone stopped talking about Shedeur, then nobody will be criticizing.
But that's proving my point that I'm saying he doesn't get it. So let's say this season he goes into, I don't have a clue what they're going to do because you owe Deshaun Watson all the money in the world, so you want to obviously play him, but also he hasn't been great and he's older.
Well, why shouldn't Shedeur, if he's that good, beat out a rusty old
Deshaun Watson?
Well,
I just told you. I would move on from Deshaun just because of the money. He hadn't been great. The other stuff,
but they won't do it. That's because he didn't play well enough. If he played well last year, they would gladly eat the money.
So what if he plays well this year?
I don't see that happening. I just don't.
We need to find Rob G. There is your task for the next. You got a few weeks to put some type of metric where we can say like what good is, right? Because it could be vague, and we'll see if I think he can be that, and if he doesn't think he can be that. Where Shedeur is. So they'll do that. All right, on the other side, I talked about it. Boston College basketball team, specifically their coach, having some issues with some other employees. We'll explain that in a moment. Right now, he is Steve DeSager. He is color coordinated because he's got on a blue shirt and some blue headphones out here in these streets.
The Yankees just shut out the Cardinals 2-0. Solo homers from Jazz Chisholm and George Lombard Jr. homered for his first major league hit just up from the minors. The Red Sox are winning again. 6 runs in the first, 6 in the sixth. Boston is up 13-2 over the White Sox now in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Braves lead is 4-2 now against Miami in the top of the 9th. The Royals are facing the Twins and all-star pitcher Joe Ryan. Royals lead 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th. At Milwaukee, it's Brewers 4-2 over Pittsburgh, top of the 7th inning. On in relief in the 7th, Antonio Senzatella, just acquired by Milwaukee from the Rockies. The Dodgers at Cubs game is 1-1, bottom of the 6th at Wrigley. Kyle Tucker with a solo homer for LA in the 2nd. Next inning, solo homer for the Cubs, Dansby Swanson off Tarek Skubal in his Dodger debut. Skubal with 5 innings, 5 strikeouts so far. Texas leads 2-0 against the Giants in the bottom of the 5th. Toronto's tied 2-2 at Houston in the bottom of the 5th inning. The game at Colorado is Rockies 5, Tampa Bay 5, bottom of the 3rd. In this one, a grand slam from Liam Hicks of the Rays, ex of Miami. Freddie Peralta on the mound. He's given up 5 early runs, new pitcher from the Mets, for the Rays. The 2 late games about to start: Detroit at Seattle, San Diego at Arizona. Rookie quarterback Carson Beck will start the exhibition opener for the Arizona Cardinals on Thursday against Carolina and quarterback Kenny Pickett. The Bears gave right tackle Darnell Wright a 4-year extension worth over $90 million guaranteed. The Ravens wide receiver Zay Flowers agreed to a 4-year extension worth $108 million guaranteed. The Atlanta Falcons gave running back Bijan Robinson a 3-year extension worth over $50 million guaranteed. In college football's preseason coaches poll, Ohio State is number 1, Oregon is number 2. Carlos Alcaraz withdrew from the Cincinnati Open. He's been out since April with a wrist injury. The U.S. Open starts on the 30th. Back to you.
Hey, Steve, thank you. Have a great night. It is the Odd Couple, Rob Parker, Kelvin Washington, on a Trash Talking Tuesday. It was a spirited one last hour for sure. Real quick, before we get to this Boston College thing, we kind of talked about a little bit Lombard, the young, tell me this Yankee, this young MLB bro.
Well, they brought him up. They sent Volpe down to AAA Wilkes-Barre Scranton. George Lombard Jr., their number 1 prospect, finally gets called up in his major league debut. He gets first hit is a home run, major league home run. Can you imagine? 14th Yankee to do that in their debut. Get a home run, which is great for him, and he looks like a good kid. They're going to give him a shot at a shortstop.
Yeah, man, that's got to be huge, man. Because listen, I don't care. You and I, we ain't, we're not pros. Rob G, everybody, but we all play sports. You all were that kid who wished you threw that game-winning touchdown, hit that big home run. You know what I mean? Hit that NBA, that last-second shot, like all that good stuff. And to actually be able to, first of all, just to make the majors is. Put a period there.
It's huge, right? To
just put a period.
You know how many guys get drafted and go to the minor leagues? Everybody doesn't make it to the major
100%.
leagues. It's hard.
Then you make it. Then you're called up, and then you get a real at bat, and you got the pinstripes on, and you hit a home run. Your pops and your mom there.
You'll never.
Man.
Right? You'll never.
Guys, his grandmother, according to Wikipedia, Posey, civil rights activist and Martin Luther King Jr. associate.
Wow.
If we don't get a feature on this young man, Rob, at MLBBro.com,
it don't get no more, bro.
Can you go to the site right now? He's already on Front Street. Are
He
you
better
kidding?
be.
Okay, yeah.
He's on Front. Go to the site.
I'm
He's
going right
up.
I see Rob Parker. Okay, there he is. Oh,
There
you're
he
right.
What,
MLB
right?
Bro staff. Yankees top prospect, 21-year-old George Lombard Jr. goes yard for his
he
first
gotta
major
be.
league hit.
And now I need a full feature though, because like you just mentioned, like he has full on, bro.
But
When
you
your
know
mom was
what?
running around
Hey.
with Martin Luther, your grandmother was helping Dr. King out. Yeah, I need a full on breakdown.
No. Very good. And, good for MLBBro.com. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Getting some win.
I mean, it just sucks. I had to scroll down 3 different
Whatever,
Rob Parker
be
things.
quiet.
Well, let me see. Now I got to laugh
What
too.
are you
Hold on.
talking
Now I got to
about?
go
It
see.
ain't 3, it's
The
2.
headline, Rob Parker's 40th year
40th
covering MLB.
You know, today on this 40th year story, one time at the water cooler, what you talking about today?
Hey, no, it's only 2. I mean, the 40th is one thing, and then there's another one.
MLB, bro. Let me see.
Rob's banner of him covering MLB is like breaking news for the Scooble trade. It's like the entire home page.
No, I ain't going to lie,
across the
Rob.
board.
It's kind of crazy.
What?
Like 1/3 of the whole page is telling me that it's Rob Parker's 40th year covering MLB.
Can you
Don't
see
be looking at your own,
Lombard?
don't look at your own website. You already know what's on there.
Can you see Lombard, right?
Yeah. All right, but look how much. Look at that. Ain't none of it there. There he is right there. No. Yeah. Yankees prospect. That's a good one. MLB Bro Show podcast, the mixtape, son.
There you go.
See, and this is how I know that Rob Parker
Shout out to
runs a
Jalen.
PR firm instead of a news organization.
Okay, what else?
Later on here in the 2-hole, Mookie Betts wants more. 4-time champ chasing 5th ring and immortality. No mention that he's been absolutely terrible this
What?
season.
It's in the story.
It's just Mookie Betts.
That's just the headline.
Coming
I'm
for a
actually
championship.
shocked that it's not mentioned. Knowing you, Mr.
Where's the
Anti-Dodger.
objectivity, Rob?
It's in the story.
Uh-huh.
Read the whole story. You just read headlines.
That's all that matters here. Taylor Trammell, I'm a great baseball player.
All right.
I thought it was coverage, Rob.
It is coverage. Coverage you can count on.
Yeah, I like this. We talked about James Wood and then C.J. Abrams dominating for the Nationals, so that's good. He got that up
Definitely.
there too. Go check out MLBBro.com.
It's nice. It's a nice looking site. You got to give me that.
I ain't giving you nothing.
You know
It is.
what?
No, it is. I told you that. There's a lot of you in my life, though.
Okay.
Look, I'm looking at you right now. Then
And
I
you got-
turn,
and then
and
there's two
you,
other,
there's
right.
you. There's just a lot of you in my life.
All right, that's going to be it after this year. All right. So Rob G, Boston College has a new basketball
Knew
coach
everything, apparently.
and some other new stuff.
Yeah, we're going to have to spill this over to the next segment because this is a crazy story. So, Boston College basketball parted ways with their longtime broadcast team. No surprise, right? No big deal. The only problem is their former radio analyst, Kevin Collins, told Awful Announcing on the record, quote, "The reason that I was given why he was fired was that the new coach, Coach Murray, basically wants a whole new fresh coat of paint on the entire program and wants no remnants of the past around." So basically, he's alleging Boston College fired the radio broadcast team because they have a new basketball coach, and the new basketball coach doesn't like the idea of having anybody from the previous regime in the building.
Just say it. What we always joke about here, Rob, say it with your chest. I would rather they come out and say, hey, look, you know, it wasn't just about the coach, but we need a fresh new start. We want to start with everything. We're cleaning house. We're doing this. We're da-da-da-da. Listen, we haven't been great. We think this is our chance. I'd rather them stand on business and say it than opposed to everybody knows it. When you have listen, Rob, what do we talk about all the time? When you're in this business, you generally don't want to blast your previous boss because it's a small business, right? And this thing is, you never know who's going to be somewhere else and hire and all that good stuff. So for you have announcers to come out and say, man, they doing this, they playing with us, they let us go because of this, that shows me how everybody in that community must know. So to me, just say it with your chest, own it. Like this is clearly obvious what they're doing. And I'd rather that than you kind of, oh, no, we just don't know, it just happened to be. No, 13 years been doing a job. We're doing a job fine. You already did talk about in the piece how they kept trying to reach out to the coach. He wouldn't. He kept making excuses. Oh, he's not free today. I'll try another day. Well, he's not free today. Clearly, he already said, I don't want to have anything to do with anybody. So to me, I'd just rather them stand on business.
Well, the bad part is, and two things. A, people identify with the announcer. If they're longtime announcers, It's a part of the program. You've been listening to him for years. It becomes a part of
ups and the down times.
Exactly.
Too.
So that's a bad part. And the other one is, do you really want a coach who's so worried about the broadcasters and trying to have his narrative or his spin on everything if he goes out and hires two guys who are benevolent to him and owe him their job? They're going to be softer on him. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just natural. He hired me. He helped me get the job.
Right.
I can't rip him no matter how bad the team is. So whenever you start getting into that, I have a problem with it. I really do. Because I think the coach shouldn't be interested in that. And the organization or the school should be like, these are long-time coaches long-time broadcasters who not only was here from the last coach, but has been here for the last three coaches.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is not – these guys didn't come with the last coach. That's different. If they were swapped out
guys,
and he was their guys, I get that part.
They've withstood
They're long
regimes.
time. Exactly.
And I'll give you an example. Ralph Lawler was with the Clippers for eons. Through the ups, through the bad, through the good, when they were better, when they were Lob City, the bad team. And my point is, like you mentioned, living here in LA, I was unbiased. I didn't have a team, and I moved here just listening to the radio. And the fact of the matter is, you're listening to him, and you like you said, I love hearing him call the games.
Can you imagine a manager coming in and saying, "No, Vince Scully can't be here.
I want my new guy, Chick Hearn
can't be here. I don't care I don't care about how long.
It doesn't make. It has no part to do with you recruiting.
And the ownership would never go for that. Like just what are you talking about?
It doesn't make sense there's nothing to do with recruiting, nothing to do with gameplay. Like it doesn't make sense how they affect business. Because they have nothing to do with the gameplay and how you all have been able to succeed on the court. So I just thought it was weak, and I thought it was weaker for them to make all these excuses.
So the Cubs, did they score that run? So they called them out at the plate.
Okay.
And then they reviewed it, Rob G? No? What happened?
The call of the plate was correct. The next batter had a bloop infield single.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because I saw that. So it's 2-1 Cubs.
Yeah, your guy Skubal sucks.
Skubal's pitching 81 pitches. It's the bottom of the
2 runs in 6 innings. Are you kidding me?
Look at Rob G.
Rob G, that was so hard.
I thought this trick broke baseball. They're going to lose again.
No, they're not going to lose.
If they lose again, that would be what, 5 in a row?
5 in a row.
Wow.
What you think? They're going to let him get to 100 pitches?
Yeah. I mean, it's August. He should be able to go.
Don't say, it was a little too aggressive. Have you watched baseball? Which I know you have.
But
they don't be letting people pitch anymore.
Yeah. He's got 82 pitches, and it's the bottom of the 6. So
that sounds about right when to pull him right now. This is exactly when they do it nowadays in baseball.
Or a 3-run bomb here could be something.
It's possible. Home runs the last 24 hours been going crazy.
Every time we look
Why
up.
Rob always jump to the extreme? It could be a single, a line drive. No, it's going to be a 3-1 Jimmy Jack.
Well, am I right sometimes with the extremes?
At least he didn't say, and then what if he throws his arm out and then they got to get Tommy John surgery
What if
tomorrow?
Jared Goff throws 3 picks in that game against Washington?
We're putting that on your tombstone.
I called it.
Putting it on your tombstone.
All right.
It is the Odd Couple. Check it out. It is last call, 877-99 on Fox, 877-99 on Fox. Your chance to get in with your boys. Fox Sports Radio.
It's last call time on The Odd Couple. If you had a take and couldn't get in all show, here's your chance. Your call's important to us. Call us at 877-99 on Fox. Hurry up. Rob and Kelvin got to get out of here.
Big news of the day in the wake of the OWI arrest, operating while impaired. Tony Romo, we all saw the body cam footage. Not great. Not a good look for the former Dallas Cowboys quarterback. And as a result, CBS Sports has placed Romo on leave indefinitely following his arrest last week. However, CBS Sports reportedly has not considered firing Romo, with one anonymous executive telling the Daily Mail, quote, "I don't want to act like it's not a big deal because it is, but it's not going to get him fired." Of course, the network pays Romo $18 million a year on his contract, and it does not expire until 2030.
once again, CBS can't get it right. Kelvin, they had a chance to get from underneath Tony Romo. Not only this situation, which could have really been bad had somebody been injured, getting behind a wheel drunk, and then watching the video really was just bad. He had an open container in the car. This wasn't had a drink at the dinner, and you know what I mean? He's drinking and driving in the car. That's what they found, an open container. Very serious, like something that you just have to frown on. And then when you couple that to where he is in his television career, which is he was a breakout star for a year and a half. People were he knows all the plays. He's calling the plays before they happen. And that went on for a little bit. And then, of course, he started getting plays wrong. He kept doing it over and over to the point where people were like, okay, can you stop that crap? Because it's so bad and it's taking away the broadcast. I can sit here and tell you, as somebody who watches sports and pays attention to announcers and color people, that if you ask Jim Nantz privately, he probably would say, can we move on from Tony Romo? He interrupts Jim Nantz's calls, Kelvin. Jim Nantz is like a top flight
Come on.
a broadcaster. And he steps on his line. It's just, to me, it's not a good broadcast. It just isn't. And here was your opportunity to move on. And then when you go, he's out indefinitely, and you name J.J. Watt right away, okay, he's going to fill in. But, dude, once you do that, now you're going to bring Tony Romo back? Do you know what I mean? It was one thing if you said, he's out indefinitely, we'll figure out what we're going to do. You know what I mean? And we'll see how long he's going to be out. The season's still, their first broadcast, I think, is September 13th. There's plenty of time. There's 6 weeks. Am I right? Plenty of time. And instead, to just go and immediately make his replacement known, and the idea, I think CBS could have acted more swiftly to let people know we're not going to tolerate this. He embarrassed the network, and he also put people's lives in jeopardy. And you know that. That's why there are moral clauses and all kinds of stuff. Right. This is big time. Kelvin, you work for a big time news organization as well. Trust me, that's not what they want their morning anchor to be pulled over because you've been drinking.
Well, and you added to it. Listen, put it what you just said alone, drinking. But I think you just mentioned there are levels, right? Let's say he had I don't know the numbers. Let's say it was supposed to be 0.02 and he bought a 0.027, right? He must have had 2 glasses of wine. There's levels, right? You shouldn't drink and drive, we know that, or be impaired. But then there's what we saw, right? He's messing up the sobriety test. He's all over the place. He's got open containers. So there are levels to this. Everything you said makes sense. I think most people listening would understand. The only pushback or challenge I have is I saw it the opposite way, Rob. I saw maybe Jim Nantz is the one in his corner because I thought this would be, to your point, this kind of read as, here are all the reasons why we can let you go. This is obviously something that we don't conduct, code of conduct. You were legally drunk, so this is obviously something that the law is involved. We can let you go now, and I'm sure that could, make his contract null and void or something. But that made me think Jim Nantz may actually want him to say, hey, look, I know he did something wrong. I'll talk to him. I'll be a big brother to him, a friend to him, but we got a great thing going. It's been, 10, 13 years, however long it's been now. And that's how I read it, Rob, was that because I thought on paper, like you said, it makes sense. This is the opportunity to let him go. This is the opportunity to move on. If they've ever felt that way, it was like a layup, right? It just fell in your lap. And so I thought it as, dang, maybe Jim Nantz is like, hey, do what you got to do as far as suspending and replacing him for a while. Maybe he'll miss some preseason games, so on and so forth. But I need my partner. He made a mistake. We're all human. closing time. I'm looking at Batman. Alex, is Michael Keaton the best Batman? Who's the best?
Oh, that's a good question.
Christian Bale,
No.
Ben Affleck. Was it Adam West back in the day?
Oh, Adam West was
Keaton.
great, but I would add Michael Keaton was. I love that movie.
Me too.
I just love that. I
Keaton's
think
the
that's
best.
I think that movie with Jack Nicholson.
What about Arnold as Mr. Freeze?
No.
Nah.
Oh.
Nah, you could have frozen that thought.
I just thought Jack Nicholson was tremendous.
Oh, he was fantastic.
As a Joker?
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he was fantastic. And it's funny because he's great in a completely different way than Heath Ledger was great.
I love Heath Ledger.
Yeah, like
No, that was too dark and demented for me.
we know you had to watch it with
Go
the
watch
light
the
on.
Joaquin one.
I couldn't watch. I couldn't.
Yeah,
watch
that was
That's too crazy for me.
Then
Joaquin is
you don't want to
literally-
watch The Joker. Like
No, I'd say Joaquin, that one, that's like mental illness.
you put a little extra wah in that.
Joaquin Phoenix?
I ain't gonna lie, you put a little.
Yeah, we all went to that store at the mall. You put and roll.
Yeah, you put a little.
I've been there, Rob. You been there?
Yeah.
They have a great
You
deal.
ain't been there. Yeah, you know good well he don't eat nothing but ballpark food and steaks. That's it.
Rob, what's the craziest left ballpark meal you've ever made for yourself? Like taquitos one night or something. What's the craziest thing
The
you've
fact
made
that
yourself?
taquitos are crazy, but for
What do you
him that
mean?
would be crazy.
Like just something you never thought you'd make for yourself and you did one time.
I'd even take out make and just say you ate. Period.
Okay.
Like what? Just something crazy?
Yeah, like
Because
if
like, you
me-
don't like tacos.
you don't like tacos,
Right.
which you're not a human being.
But like, what's the craziest thing that you've went and got yourself or made?
Oh.
Indian food?
Uh,
Alex, hit me with the caution.
what?
Ethiopian
Rob,
food?
I'm
caution.
I'm not into Indian food.
All right,
Is that a
your
crime?
eyes didn't. No, it's not. That's a crime. It's what your eyes said.
I'm sorry, Sagar. I'm not into Indian food.
We're dot over feather, Rob. Come on.
Wow.
Gosh.
What?
Rob G, what up? Because Rob G and I, me, Sagar, and Rob G, we're the foodies of the group.
What about, like, Greek?
Elijah too?
Huh?
Mediterranean?
Oh, I love that's my man.
I don't think I've ever been to that. Yeah.
Have you ever been to like a Korean
All right,
barbecue?
All right, maybe when I went to where'd I go? I had couscous in
Food so nice they named it twice.
Yeah, couscous.
Wait,
Okay.
Mendocino
That's like
Farm?
chicken and rice. That's like in I went to Morocco. I had couscous.
Okay.
I
There you
don't know
go.
if that was chicken and rice.
That's cool.
Yeah, couscous.
That
Look it
ain't
up.
chicken and rice.
Rob G.
I don't know.
Ain't that
Couscous is its own
Is
thing.
No, it's a different. Rob G, can you look up couscous?
That's like saying, I had macaroni.
No,
it was
no,
like
no.
chicken and rice.
It's like
no,
chicken and rice, but they make it their own way. Couscous.
That's literally
Don't you remember
it's
that
a
game we
thing.
used to
It's
play?
its own.
Couscous duck. Couscous duck.
Couscous is its own.
It's
All right.
duck, duck, goose.
Let's get to the last call.
This is the last call.
Last call time on the
Let that slide. I'm mad at you right now. Who we got?
We do. Who do we have? I'm sorry. Tyron in Tennessee.
This is the last.
Tyron, what's up, buddy?
What up, player? What up?
What up, though?
Man, it's like this, man. Shedeur Sanders ain't shown that he's one of the top 32 in the league, man. Kerry, you need to have your head examined, boss. I mean, I love you, man, but man, you're always on the wrong side of these takes, man. Shedeur is awful, man. He's a clown. I'm telling you, man. And see, the Cleveland Browns know this. This is why, and see, they taking this year, first of all. This is why they got this weak quarterback competition between Deshaun Watson, who's a has-been, and Shedeur, who's a scrub, because they know they ain't going to win no games, and they'll be right back up there picking toward the
That's
top.
right. They're trying to. There you go. Get the first
They on the march
overall pick.
For Arch. All right, appreciate it. Can't wait to this football season. He talking about the wrong side of these takes. Boy, I tell you. You can hang up on everybody today. Hang up on them all.
Wowsy.
You came out of it the last hour. And if you don't listen to the Odd Couple tomorrow, this is for you.
Ow.